your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Big ups, big ups. How is everyone doing this evening? Good afternoon. It's a little bit later in the evening for me. I hope you're doing all right. I'm doing just swell. Happy Friday, everybody. Can't say happy Friday. How we doing, Spurs? Come on, you Spurs, all that shit. I can't hold up my little Conte bobble. It's a little too soon right now. A lot of things going on. A lot of things we got to talk about. But first and foremost, how are we doing? I'm all right. If anyone's asking, no one asked, but I'm going to tell you, I'm doing all right. No Michael, as you can see. So first and foremost, off the top of the show, let me say happy birthday, a feliz cumpleaños to mi amigo Michael Ramirez, my co-host, my other half of United Spurs of America. He's not here. He's actually celebrating with his wife in Florida. He went to Epcot. He went to Disney World or Land, whatever they got out there. He's living it up. He's forgetting about Spurs. And unfortunately, I am not. But fortunately, I'm here with you. So couldn't ask to be anywhere else on a beautiful Friday evening for me. I hope it is for you. Let me say what's up to the chat real quick. Paul Beatty, what's up, Paul? Bobby K, 3 Spurs boys, how you doing? Cuban Hotspurs fans, saludos to all. Saludos to you, Cuban. Big ups. Big up, Alan Sibley. And wow, Alan Sibley, you just reminded me. You said you're going to have to miss this stream because I've got to be up early for work again tomorrow. Have a good show, everyone. Alan, let me just say, first and foremost, thank you to you, main patron of the channel, main supporter of the channel here, Alan Sibley, 10-inch yourself. So, founder of the Soggy Undies Club, Alan Sibley, want to shout you out, patron member, 10-inch club. We have Aaron Dubb, Mile High Hotspur, and C. Shearman. Actually, Ellie just signed up for the 10-inch club, I think, this morning. So, she's going to get the 10 inches in the mail at some point. But if you want to sign up to be a patron of the channel as well, I'll put the link in the chat. There's just too much shit going on. But let me also say thank you to the official supporters of the channel, Scott M, James George, J. Code, David, Jamie, and Jack Kanicki of the Irish Hotspur. Big up yourself, brothers. And everyone in the Lovers Lane, Bobby K, CQ, Tom Markkinen, J. Co. Actually, J. Co's an official supporter. The ticker went away, so sorry, I'm fucking up. There's no Michael. And guess what? I can still drop a F-bomb 10 minutes in this thing because they're not advertising on YouTube yet. Because might I remind you, we're like 30 subs away from 1K. So if you can, hit that like, hit that subscribe, help get this channel out to whoever you can. Help us get over that 1K, and I'll be swell and dandy. Then I'll have to stop cussing, at least in the first 10 minutes. But until that point comes, you have me. So speaking of people we have, there's no Michael, but I've brought in, I don't want to say Sonny-esque substitutes because Sonny belongs in the starting 11 if you ask me, but the power coming off the bench this weekend, man, I just got to say we're starting it off beautiful with the one and only Kuva. How you doing, man?
So we're going in descending order of value then, clearly, which is good. It's good. Yeah, doing well. I am looking forward to another cracking movie weekend and ready to fire
another 30. You gonna put 30 on it again?
You know what? We'll get into it in the show at some point. But yeah, I've got a little idea of a bet for this weekend. Yeah,
okay.
I think that the stakes in a sort of 1980s action movie. That's my weekend. Quite happily sorted. I'll build it around there. A little treat myself there. Might even have a couple of cans of Guinness or something like that.
Ooh. Well, Guinness, you say Guinness, that's actually a really beautiful segue because I'm going to bring in someone who is in Dublin, home of the Guinness, if I might add, I think. I might be incorrect, but you know me in America, in our educational system, not the greatest when it comes to...
The Guinness factory is indeed in Dublin.
Well, there we go. The Guinness factory is in Dublin, and so is this beautiful man I'm going to bring on right now. Sava from Sava Talks Football is also in the home of Guinness. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm just glad that you realise that I'm better than Kuva and that I got the kind of main entrance. Sorry, Kuv, but I'm good. Jacob, I am good. I've had a long day. Sat in an airport for a flight that was about 2 hours delayed. Other than that, I am good, and I believe we're here to talk about Tottenham or something. I don't know. Is it Tottenham? Is it that tonight?
No, don't worry. I'm going to do Empire Strikes Back tomorrow. We'll talk about that.
There you go. Do you watch
Brilliant.
all the new Star Wars? Actually, real quick before I keep going, do you watch all the new Star Wars, Kuva? Because I watched the old ones, but I remember watching the one with Jar Jar Binks when I was a kid, and I was a kid, so I was like, "Ooh, Jar Jar Binks, he was funny," and everyone made fun of me for it. So since then, I've never watched Star Wars. I was traumatized as a child away from Star Wars because I thought Jar Jar Binks was funny. I mean, obviously, I can understand that he doesn't really add much to the plot, but
yeah, for me, it's kind of mirrors what's happened at Spurs. The stuff that was made, in the 70s and 80s, good. Anything after that, not good. And they're new owners, and it's all gone completely tits up and not worth watching.
I like that. I mean, who doesn't like a nice pair up? I'd rather them be up than down, personally. But I guess if we're thinking about Spurs, saggy tits do come to mind when I think about the way we've been playing. I equated it to a lot like a room just filled with farts, and that's our game plan lately. Since really Sheffield United, I've become a broken man. They broke me. I'm not as happy as I once was. This little statue, I'm not actually going to bring it out anymore for the streams. It is done.
I'll tell you what. If that thing isn't burnt by now or put in the bin, then I'm disappointed. Do you know what I said to myself earlier? If he brings that little thing on, I'm jumping off the stream.
Okay, well, I have it. And out of principle, I wasn't going to.
I thought you did. 1 second.
No, that's actually
the way things are going, though. You should hang on to it because we could still be looking fondly back at these years as the good old days. So.
Don't tell me that. I hope that's not true. I did want to say though, I was looking for. I was making my first TikTok. I made my first TikTok, Sav. I don't know, Kuva. I'm sure you're like, the fuck is it? I've been like, no, I'm not touching that thing for a long time. But it's actually kind of easy to edit videos in there. So I was getting from your 24-hour stream, Sava, the one for Turkey, Syria earthquake relief fund that you did, the 24-hour, I think 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
I was looking back because I remember predicting, it was either on there or somewhere, I predicted the Adama Traore thing. So I was like, I got to make an Adama Traore thing. And you're
dining out on this, aren't you?
Oh,
Massively.
yeah.
Massively.
Michael's not here to stop me from talking about it, so of course I'm going to bring it up.
I saw you in one of your chats the other day going, yeah, and Adama Traore, and I told everyone it was going to happen, and I thought, you know what? The next thing you predict that doesn't come true, I am ramming down your throat, right? Ramming it down your throat.
An Adama Traore prediction of him scoring, of all that hitting, I should have been at the fucking casino, man. I should have been hitting somewhere because I was smacked on that day. Is it that, or is it just Spurs are that bad that we could allow something like that to happen?
Probably the second one.
Big up Ryman's son. Happy Friday, all. Big up Hotspur. Big up everyone. Anyone seen our Tottenham anywhere? Hey, that's why. Also, I do want to say, if you haven't hit a like, please do hit a like. But also, I like to have fun with the poll. I'm not talking about the poll. I'm talking about the poll and the thing where you got the options and you can pick them. All right, so the question is, how are we feeling? I just want to check how everyone's feeling this Friday. You got 4 options there. You can tell me which one you were feeling. And I'm really curious to just kind of read the vibe of the room. That's what I do those for. I don't ask, have you liked the video, yes or no? My response to that is, fuck you, I'll like it if I want to. And I'm actually going to close the poll and not vote on your poll. That's not a poll. That's forcing me into liking or not liking and then voting in this thing to then see the comments of a stream I'm trying to watch. If you're going to put a poll in my face, at least make it interesting. Women say that, men say that. I'm saying that for YouTube as well. If you're going to put a poll in my face, at least make it interesting. So that's what I try and do. So please do hit your vote on there. Hit a like. Sit back and enjoy yourselves, because I don't think you're going to tomorrow when we play. Who do we even play? Nottingham Forest. That's right. I made a thumbnail. I forgot already because my excitement is a little.
Who cares?
The Battle of the HAMS is anything to get excited about?
Battle of the HAMS. Oh dear.
Wow.
Anything to get excited about? I'm going to go.
No one
with
liked
a
the
big
Battle of the
fat
HAMS.
No. It's I think that the real interest to the end of the season now is, when does Conte leave? That's it for me. That's the only intrigue left. I'm not bothered about top 4 race. Doesn't mean anything to me. It's not a trophy. Doesn't really excite me. Champions League next season with the way things currently are, what's the point in that? If we get a difficult group, we won't even make the knockout stages. No, it's that I'm just not bothered. I'm just thinking back. I've still got anger about us playing away at Forest in the Cup and getting utterly humiliated. And I've just got this feeling, really weird feeling, that Forest are going to be up for this game, and I think they're going to show more energy and desire on the pitch, and I think they could just grab a result. I really do. I think we're that bad at the moment, and we're at that low in confidence and belief in the players believing in themselves. I think Forest will fancy their chances. I can see them coming away with it, smashing a 1-0 smash and grab win, because it doesn't take a lot to shut us off. You look how easy it was for Milan, walk in the park well, I mean, I'll say that I didn't watch it, but you just have to look up the stats at the end of it, and you can see the fact we've only got 3 shots on target over 2 games of football. I mean, wow, absolutely wow. And Conte coming back instead of Stellini. So what? It doesn't make any difference. It's still the same crap, isn't it? So I'm neither going to watch it. I've got no belief in the team, and I think they'll lose anyway. But other than that, come on, you Spurs.
I knew you were going to put a nice little bow on that. Big up my Hotspur, 10-inch club member. Big up yourself, my Hotspur says, big up Jacob and Kuva. Sava, I want to come to you real quick because Kuva brought up, I always mess y'all's names up, apparently, whenever I have y'all on the same stream. So I'm trying really hard not to, because I'll say Kava and Suva. But it's the same.
We'll respond to either, I reckon, so don't worry about it. Yeah, it's fine.
I do want to ask you, Conte coming back, I was actually thinking maybe the players are now like, oh, mean mommy's home, she's going to spank me if I do this. Dad kind of let me get away with X, Y, and Z. And, Stellini was, maybe the schedules were different, maybe a little bit more favorable to some of the players' preferences. And I'm not saying that's any basis for these players to show up for Conte or not, but I'm asking you, do you think that Conte coming back could be playing a mental effect on the players at all?
I don't think so. I'll be honest, I feel like, I get it. We've been trying, haven't we, with Stellini there to find narratives that work, like, oh, look at the football's better because Conte's not here. Then we lost some terrible games and it was like, oh, well, actually, Stellini is just Conte. Conte comes back and we look as bad as ever. Look, I don't read anything into him being back. It's been this crap for a very long time. And I think Kuva and I talked about this a lot at the beginning of the season, was some results against very bad teams were papering over a lot of the performance issues. And listen, that old saying of it's the sign of a good team. You remember this, Kuva? In the beginning of the year, everyone's saying, sign of a good team, though, lads. It's not playing well, winning. No, that's what you say about a team that is normally good, but has an off day, and still wins, right? Like Man United did it countless times when they were winning doubles and trebles. They brilliant week in, week out. They have one game where they're awful, but grab that win. The difference was we were awful every week to watch, but getting some wins against easy teams. Now we've just, if you look at it, 2 wins, 2 defeats, 3 defeats, 2 wins. It's so up and down. And I'm sure we'll get onto it later, but if ever a man was asking to be sacked without asking to be sacked, it is our manager right now. He is saying everything to get sacked.
Yeah, I agree. And also you get a lot of fans saying, "Oh, have some sympathy. Have some sympathy for God's sake. All the stuff he's been through." And I'm thinking, there's a hell of a lot of fans going through a lot worse. Mm-hmm. Don't even have
every
a roof
day
over their heads, and
every day, and they're little Pepsi job in pain.
14 million a year or whatever it is.
Exactly.
And, I think he can wipe away an awful lot of tears with that amount of cash, and I think a lot of people would be dying to be in his position. So I'm not going to have that much sympathy, I'm afraid.
I agree.
Of course, I'm not going to laugh at him, but I mean, I think he can do pretty well for himself, no matter what happens. He could walk away from football forever and do well. So yeah, I'm not going to sort of let him buy time just because there's been some tragedies happening. I mean, tragedies happen to all of us. We all lost family at some point. We all lost friends. It's just the way it goes, isn't it? So at the end of the day, he has been paid a massive amount of money to manage the football club, and I think it's debatable whether he's done that well enough.
I agree.
I don't even think it's debatable.
Yeah, fair enough. I was being nice though. Come on, he's been through a lot, mate.
I'm thinking about trying to be like the devil's advocate here, even though Sava, since you've known me, I've been tooting his horn, talking about his nice eyes and his passion and the results we've been getting and the top 4 charge and the vibes that we had last season, Sonny getting the golden boot. How I've been riding that, but I have admittedly, basically since after the World Cup, his press conferences of I'm just here to improve, not really win anything, so don't expect much. The whole just his attitude changed. I don't know if it's Spurs broke him or he done changed up on me. I don't know. Real quick, Madarius Bunting, big up Mud. How you doing, my friend? This is a Real Madrid fan, so he constantly loves to troll me. All my Real Madrid fans love to troll me about Spurs and just how inefficient we are. So he says, will the Spurs make it 4 straight games without a goal? I'm going to say no. Hopefully. But honestly, I could see yes, because he actually texted me. I don't remember what game it was. I think it was Wolves, actually. He's like, I just need y'all to win by 1 goal. I have some money on it. Just, do you think that will happen? He's like, I already placed the bet, but you think it'll happen? I was like, we should at least get 1. We'll probably lose, but we should at least get 1 back. And then he's tweeting all type of things to Tottenham and to Harry Kane. And now it's like, I just don't know what to tell anyone when they say, what am I going to see from Spurs? Are we going to make it 4 straight games without scoring, Kuva?
I can see it happening. Like I said a few minutes ago, I just think Forest are going to be well up for the game. They're going to remember that they turned us over in the cup with such ease, such dominating style. And we are struggling. We're struggling to score goals, which wasn't a problem at the start of the season, but it certainly is now. Big name players not playing well. And it's not just Sonny, it's Kulusevski as well. Bentancur out is a massive blow. We already know that our defence is not exactly a great footballing defence. Romero's starting to play like a headless chicken because perhaps he's taken it himself to try and dominate the game because nobody else can. Either way, it's been poor choices for him. But Hugo out, does that make a big difference? Probably not. It's more the fact we're so inept going forward now. We're so dull. We're so predictable and boring and grinding. I just don't see where the goals are really coming from. It's literally pumping the ball in the box and the hope that Harry Kane does something. That's it. I've made the comparison before, but I'll make it again. I think we are the new Stoke City. I think we're that predictable and stuck in the past. There's no imagination, no flair. It's workmanlike players playing with no enjoyment, no love of the game. It's just grind the results out. I mentioned we're playing like Stoke and he's off. I don't blame him.
He just did. Maybe he's on his phone. I know that much. I think maybe he was trying to answer Perchy's comment. There he is. How's Dublin, Sava? Well, here you go. How's Dublin? The Perchy wants to know. Big up, Perchy. Thanks for being here. Also want to say big up everyone in the chat. If there's some good questions, I am reading them. I am going to star them, and we'll come back to them just so y'all know. So if you see me just scrolling through your comment, be like, damn, that was a good question. I want them to answer. I'll still talk about it, but how's Dublin, Sava?
I've not been here long enough to. I literally could be in my bedroom in London. I've literally got off a plane, come to a hotel, and I'm in my room. So I've got nothing to report. Sorry. Yeah, I'm on my phone streaming. So I pressed back by mistake on my phone and I left. Sorry.
Sorry.
No worries. Well,
And yes, we will score tomorrow. We will. Law of averages says we've got to score a goal, right? And the thing is, for the last 3 games, right, I think I've done a video before the game saying, no excuses. We've got to beat Sheffield United. No excuses. We've got to beat this Wolves team. No excuses. We've got to beat Milan at home. We're going to say it again.
no excuses.
This is people looked and look. Cooper, obviously we stream together a lot, and
Big
you know
up,
when
Paddy.
people bring up here's the next 5 games, here's the next 10 games, what do you reckon? And you put these games up, and everyone in the comments goes, the next 10 games, that's 30 points. It's like, I can only see 1 defeat in that 10, and you're like, oh God, what again? From these 3 games we've had,
I actually said that, I think almost verbatim what you just made fun of before. I can't remember what show it was. I think it was just me and Michael on one of our shows. And I was like, I'm looking at our Premier League and I'm thinking we don't drop points in any of these. And I was hyped. I was feeling good because I always felt this whole season was just like, yeah, we're knocking at the door still and we're not even clicking, right? We're a shitty car that can keep up with the fast ones. That's pretty good. If you sooner or later that engine, them pistons are going to start hitting and we're going to really start boogieing. It's kind of how I thought about it. But then I'm hearing Conte say and shit like that. Then kind of like, I don't know. I don't feel so good anymore. I don't know.
I think that the difficulty is, right, look, I think we'll beat Forest.
Big up, Daigle.
If we beat Forest, I want everyone to remain calm. Like, this is the problem with us. We win a game. Eventually, you're going to win a game when you're on a bad run, right? Everybody wins a game at some point. If we win a game, I don't want it yet. There you go. See, Conte's back. He's got into the players. This is the turning point. How many turns have we done this season? How many turning points have there been, according to fans? Look, this has all the hallmarks, guys, of the end of an era. This has all the hallmarks of a manager that doesn't want to be here. And I'll tell you what, that guy has got a lot of nerve to turn around and say Spurs fans don't have any patience. Yeah. And
the history comment pissed me off yesterday. The whole AC Milan got history and y'all don't kind of shit. I'm like, bitch, you're supposed to be creating some of that if I'm not mistaken.
But the problem with it, when he's talking about the Spurs fans need to be patient, okay, mate, well, how about you sign a contract? You're telling us to be patient when we know you're leaving in 12 games' time.
Good point.
Sorry, what am I being patient for? You know, the only thing I'm patient for, and I know Kuva's patient for, is I'm patiently waiting for the day I wake up and I see Spurs mutually agree to part ways with Antonio Conte. That is all I'm waiting for now, and that will actually cheer me up and make this season have a little bit of excitement. I don't care who comes in. Get just somebody who comes in who wants to get that little white thing and get it passed around on that green stuff. That's all I want. That's all I want.
Yep, two touch, passing, attacking football. That's the Spurs.
Yeah, try and attack.
Yeah. And anybody that knows the history of the club knows that. And then nowadays you have a lot of fans that don't have an appreciation for it because they've never really seen it except for brief periods of time under Pochettino, Redknapp, YOURE, Ardiles. Other than that, it's not really been a feature at the club.
Jerry Francis.
Oh, get out of town. Right, just for that, if we do beat Forest, I'm going ballistic on your show on Sunday. I'm just going to be full on. We've got the league title coming up. Conte's on the march. Best manager we've ever had.
Listen. All I know is one of the best periods of football I saw. First was Jerry Francis, followed by Andy Sinton flying down that left wing. Wonderful football.
Sinton flying. I don't even think he'd make it onto a plane.
Oh, here we go. What's our leader been saying now? Go on.
So I just saw this in in the Irish Hotspur group chat. Which shout out Irish Hotspur. I'm gonna be on there tomorrow doing the fan show after the game at some point. So be sure y'all go check. And Paul Beatty said he's gonna be doing the watch along over there on the Irish Hotspur. So make sure you go check that out. Let me take that comment off so we can still see your beautiful mug there, Sava. Antonio Conte admits that the Tottenham fans' patience is, quote, finished amid team struggles. Tottenham Hotspur boss has been speaking about the atmosphere at the club amid and among the supporters after a difficult week. He believes that the patience of the fans is finished after another season without a trophy. Spurs fans booed at halftime and full time of the muted display that saw their team exit the Champions League at the hands of AC Milan on Wednesday. They also booed Conte's last substitution, with center back Davinson Sanchez coming on for the more attacking Dejan Kulusevski. Excuse me. That's how he's referred to on this channel. If you refuse to refer to him as Kulusevski, you will be deducted 1 point. The points mean nothing, but you will be deducted 1 point. So his quote is, "It's not on me to say if the atmosphere is good or not good, and for sure, and I will continue to tell you that here the patience has finished for the fans," he said. Quote, "The fans want to win a trophy." Stop. Or what? What is that supposed to mean? The fans want to win a trophy. Stop. Maybe that was a note or a typo from Football London. I don't know. Quote, "And then you have to find the right solution to make fans happy and to win trophy in the future, because the patience of the fans is finished, and we feel this. We feel this. I feel this. The players feel this. For sure, this does not help the situation." Okay, so now it's because the fans are.
Yeah,
we have no patience. He says, "Here, I'm gonna highlight it. We feel this. I feel this. The players feel this. For sure, does not help the situations, because there are many players in the moment, also young players that are playing, and they need to improve and go step by step to grow." Davinson Sanchez getting booed has nothing to do with young players that are playing and they need to improve and go step by step to grow. Fucking Davinson has grown all he's gonna grow at Tottenham Hotspur.
Sorry, who have we got playing that's young?
Oliver Skip, maybe. I mean, he's young.
Okay.
Kulusevski's 20. Excuse me. That's 1 point. God. Kulusevski, he's young. He's like 21, 22.
But an experienced pro, right? He's played for 3 or 4 clubs and in top leagues and Champions League games. You know what I mean? There's no one really in that team that I'd look at and go, "Oh, this isn't going to help their growth." I don't know what you think, Cooper. I'm not looking at that team thinking it's young.
It's mixed, isn't it? There's players definitely coming towards the end of their career and just little scattering of younger players coming through. But yeah, it's definitely not a young team, is it? I mean, Perisic, Kane, Sonny, they're all coming towards. Perisic especially towards the end. We've got to think of replacing Forster and Lloris. Dyer, Davis, they're getting on as well. Yeah, there's quite a lot of very experienced and older players now. A lot of those ones are a bit crap as well.
Big up Danny, says he just subbed. Sorry, I'm just going to shamelessly plug real quick. Perchy says, if anyone hasn't subbed, sub to Jacob. Not only to me, but to Michael as well, here at the United Spurs of America. 13 away from the mighty 1K. Is that true? Are we 13 away? That's fucking wild if that's true, because we were like 30 this morning, so that's pretty sweet. Also want to say big up Ben Kaufman, big up Tom81. Dan E says he just subbed. Big up Nate. Big up Mark Cousins in the house, says what he's been through. My arse. I had the same operation as him a month after my sister died, and I was back at work the following week. Exactly, Mark. This is what Kuva and I were talking about. There's people going through same shit, worse shit. You never know someone's circumstances, so it's hard to ever compare anyone else to him. But in my small amount of life, I would say I've gone through some shit too, but at no point was my boss ever like, just take as much time as you need. Fuck, go to another country if that's going to help you feel better. That's never been, it's never happened. They've never also paid me enough to actually do that. So that could be a part of it. Who knows? Big up Nate says, big up the panel. Sava, where are you staying in Dublin? Everyone's trying to find your geolocation, my friend.
Yeah,
they
man,
want the longitude and latitude.
I'm conveniently, funnily enough, not going to tell everyone the name of the hotel I'm staying in. I feel like there would be. You get it. I honestly believe that if I did, somebody would probably turn up just to tell me that my opinion is wrong. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm in a hotel somewhere 30 minutes away from Dublin Airport. There you go.
There you go. It can't be too big. I bet if you were in a small enough city, like, You could find Sava if you want to, but don't tell anyone your hotel. I don't want to be responsible for that. Tell me
You can find Sava if you want to. Jesus Christ. Why would anyone want to find me in Dublin?
Could have a Guinness with you, man. If I was in Dublin and I heard Sava's in town, I'd be like, let's go find the fucker and give him a Guinness. I don't know.
Yeah,
I imagine
that sounds like
drink
O'Connell Street. That's like that's the main street for night time there. That can get a bit lively.
Okay. I've never been. I want to go. It's on my bucket list.
You need like a local guide really to help you out when you're doing
Chris
a tour.
Cranston?
Yeah, so it's the wild spot really. Good fun though, really good fun. If you can hold a drink or two, that is a good little venue to go for. You can spend your whole entire holiday in just one street. But that's the way it goes. You've got to check out the Guinness factory while you're there though. That's mandatory.
I got to do it too.
Not my first rodeo.
Big up Jadank, big up that Vestal, also checking in. Ben Kaufman has a good question while we're not on any topic specifically. Is he as power hungry as they say he is? He's a mod over here, so he's got the power. I know he's a mod over at Savatox Football. Is he as power hungry as they say he is?
He's like, yeah, he is definitely like chief moderator. And the thing is, then not only does he want to have the monopoly on moderating, he then wants to try and educate us all on really important subjects like chocolate and biscuits. The man's limits have no, he's got no doesn't know when to stop. Doesn't know when to stop.
No scruples at all. It's like It's like Dr. Frankenstein has flicked that switch and the Kaufman has emerged. And he's running rampage now with his little moderator abilities. My God. Innocent people are suffering.
I love to see it because he's such a humble man on his own show. But then when you catch him in the chat, he's like, keep it down. You've been warned. And I like that energy. I like that. Maybe Spurs need a little bit of that energy because Conte's, you know what they say, when the cat's out to play, when the cat's fucking off, the mice come out and play or some shit. There's some saying that's similar to that.
That's definitely it. That's definitely the correct wording.
That's the one.
Fucking off. Yeah, that's
when the cat's fucking off, the mice are here. Wonderful.
Yeah, the mice fucking around whenever the cat's fucking off. Some shit like that. Basically, I do wonder, though, if that's the truth. Like, that's got to play some. I wish I could be a fly on the wall. I say that when Jose Mourinho was there because we almost were a fly on the wall, but a highly edited fly on the wall. They edited what the fly got to see, technically, because of fucking Amazon Prime and Daniel Levy. They were doing the old 1-2. But I think that I'm really curious to know, like, who's a fucking rat? Like Harry Winks, if he was there, he'd fucking tell everyone because he's a little bitch ass rat. So like he would leak the info of what's really going on behind closed doors. We need to figure out who the rat is in the club that can tell us just what's going on. Because honestly, Richarlison's quotes were kind of alarming to me for a number of reasons. But the main thing that I got away from that, aside from all the he said, she said, and game time bullshit, etc., was I communicated to them this, and this. They didn't say shit to me. They never said anything to me. I'm asking, the lack of communication is what worries me. Is anyone else worried about the lack of communication between manager? I mean, it's all, in any job I've ever worked, I've always been like, wow, this is a very large company to be having such large scale miscommunications between departments, between your marketing, your broadcasting, your sporting, and your head. When there's miscommunication between all that, shit gets fucked. When there's miscommunication between fucking Spurs YouTubers, panties get in a bunch, set ablaze. There's fucking riots online because of who said what and he said that. So like, I'm just wondering, the miscommunication between the Richarlison flat out said that there's a disconnect between the communication aspect of the coaching to him. So I've got to imagine it's also hey there, Sava. I got to imagine it's also going
sorry.
Both. No, you're good. I just gave everyone a view of them
showing off your pins.
Yeah.
Sorry,
pins,
my phone feels like it's about to burn. Let me jump back in 5 minutes. My phone is like burning my hand. I'll call you back in 5. I'll come back in 5.
Okay. I don't know. The communication thing for me though, Kuva, just kind of a little bit worrying, I guess. I don't know. Does it worry you?
Never mind that. Don't you think those legs looked a little bit shiny?
They were kind of shiny.
Waxes, do you
or maybe it's waxing. Maybe it's just like a trimming job. Maybe it just goes through with like a little scissors. Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Runs through it real quick.
Lots of lotions being applied there, I think.
Or the lotion. Hey, it could be the body wash. They put lotion in body wash nowadays. Might be that as well.
That's true. It's interesting. It's an interesting thought. Sorry, there was a football question, was there?
I don't even remember. You're talking about his
miscommunications. Yeah, there we go.
Big up Chris Cranston though. I had this comment stayed up for a minute because they want to say big up Chris Cranston says I've watched every game live in Australia for the last 3 years, often getting up at 2 or 3 in the morning. But now I'm done. Not worth being tired for work to watch this crap.
What? I feel. Does that mean Chris didn't watch us when we were actually good to watch? I feel so sorry for you, mate. Why did you pick Spurs if this is your?
If it's 3 years, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I feel his pain because I wake up at obnoxious hours. When we play, there's sometimes kickoff is like 5:30, so I got to wake up at 5 if I'm actually able to watch the game. I mean, I can roll out of bed and just like put a headphone in and listen to it. But I'm half asleep. I'm not watching, and so it's like for those matches, it's really tough. And like 5:30, 7 a.m. kickoff, 6 a.m. That shit's tough. I've been there. Not 2 or 3. I'd probably just stay up. Honestly, I'd have a little party or something, and then just pass it out. But if you got work, I don't know. That's tough out there in Australia. But big commitment from you, my friend.
Yeah, there's a lot of commitment for people traveling to watch the games, and especially on the away games and stuff. But gotta say, kudos to all of those fans around the world getting up at the silly times to watch this. That is some real commitment. I think seek help is probably the words I'd use. It's just not worth it at the moment. Totally agree with. Oh, sorry, I've forgotten who said it now. Who gave the comment when he's just saying he's given up on it now? Oh, Chris Cranston. That's it.
Oh, Chris Cranston. Yeah. Any relation to Bryan Cranston?
Interesting.
Little Heisenberg action.
Maybe.
Malcolm in the Middle. Maybe.
Mind you, if we started churning crystal meth out from the club, that might do a bit better.
They might play better too, just because like the fumes and shit. If they don't have the right ventilation,
maybe.
Tom, maybe one big up.
I think that the miscommunication is so evident anyway. Other things you have to look at: the mix-up with playing one. Having too many players out on loan, so we have to cancel the contract of Doherty. I mean, somebody should be on top of that. You shouldn't be making these kind of errors.
It's almost. Ridiculous. I wonder if they shared the same job as the person who booked too many concerts than they were legally allowed to have in the city.
This is an all-round mismanagement thing going on there. The fact we haven't got a ground sponsor after how many years? We're employing somebody. It's another Ted, isn't it? I don't know. I keep forgetting the name of Klein. Is it? No, Todd Klein. Sorry, not Ted. Todd Klein. He's the man came in to get us the ground sponsorship deal. Still no sign of that. How much are we paying him?
Oh yeah, he gets blasted on Twitter. I see him getting. He'll post. We're so delighted to announce for another date on the Beyonce concert and shit. Everyone's like, "Where's the naming rights, you bastard?" Bro, don't tweet. They're coming.
Our 15-year partnership with Vicky's pet grooming service.
Oh yeah, and the whole green initiative. Then they were like, "Oh, we just announced this is our official fucking army vehicle of Spurs."
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I didn't know you need a fucking
reduce that carbon footprint with a 4x4.
Less feet, more tires. What we say.
That's right.
On all levels, that thing is not good for the planet. But like, cars are a necessity. But I don't know if a fucking 4x4 tank thing is. I don't know what that thing was, but. It was big up J.Co.
It's all you're doing is sitting in traffic in London most of the time. So I mean, it's just why?
Yeah,
makes no sense unless we're trying to escape from Spurs. That's it. Get out to the countryside with no TV or no internet. Maybe that's the long-term vision. I could buy into that at the moment. I think maybe that's my dream. I think little cabin in the woods in Canada somewhere, no electricity or anything like that, just living off the land. Yeah, that no Spurs. I could be happy.
Well, this is a good one. This is a good one we should do before Sava gets back and we like try talking football again. I think we get these questions done because this is a good one from the Perchy. How many teams with Ham can you name? Can the three of you name? Well, I guess he's asking three of us, but I'll go first, Kuva, because I'm going to bet that your knowledge is a little bit further than mine. So I'm going to go Nottingham, Tottenham, West Ham, Hamburg.
Or should we keep it just
English? Just
keep
English?
English maybe, or yeah, because otherwise
yeah, you're right. Because you're right. Because then we start getting into a whole lot. So Tottenham, Nottingham, West Ham. Shit, I feel it feels hard now that I'm on the spot.
I can think of a few off.
Fulham.
Yeah,
that's right. That's another ham battle. I like to have battle of the hams when we can.
Southampton,
Southampton,
Oldham,
Oldham. Yeah.
Let's think. Gillingham. No, I can't.
Jude Bellingham.
That's right.
There we go.
Let's think.
Oh, I need to save these for Sava when he comes back. He got some compliments on the legs. They're liking the legs.
Birmingham, yeah, that's another one.
Birmingham, yeah. Won't you pay me?
Wolverhampton Wanderers, yeah, that's another one, of course.
Wolverhampton.
You easily missed that one.
Oh, those are tough. I feel like that's harder for me because I can only tell you from the teams that I've watched like play in Premier League or maybe Championship, but when it comes to like League 1, 2, those are a little harder for me. What about? I'm trying to think if there was a.
Paul Bage's just said Thames FC.
Thames.
Wonder if he means surfing down the Thames.
Oh yeah, he did a song, right?
Yeah,
called Surfing Down the
to,
Thames.
Yeah.
I guess let me catch up on these. Let's see. Ben says Tottenham, West Ham, Nottingham, Fulham, Hamburg. Those are the same one. Hamilton up in Scotland. There you go. Sham, that counts. Yeah. Shamrock Rovers, Southampton, Rotherham, Nottingham, Forest, West Ham, Southampton, Northampton, Southampton, Birmingham, Wolverham. Okay. Spam. Loads of honey.
Tom 81 saying find the 4-letter word in Scunthorpe.
I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, it's clearly Thor, isn't it?
I was thinking Horp.
Yeah.
So I guess without the E, it'd just be Harp. Or Skun. Northampton. Okay. Oldham. You don't want Oldham. Anyone who supports Oldham, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. You need to get you some new ham. Some fresh ham. You eat that old ham, you ain't going to be feeling good. They call that a ham gover.
Well, I don't know if it's ham. Presumably it's been salted, hasn't it? So it's preserved a while, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of salts and stuff in that. So
yeah. You can have canned ham as well. That's okay.
Let me see. I'm going to go through some of these. We could... I'm getting hungry now. I'm starting to think about like nice ham grilled cheese. Ooh.
Yeah. I can manage that.
There's a question here from Tom81. Did you notice Mason's reaction at the Sanchez change? Even he was there dumbfounded. Have you seen that making the rounds, Kuva?
I've heard about it. Yeah, I haven't actually seen it, but I can imagine the sort of what the hell
I saw it on Twitter. Let me pull. There's actually, I was wanting to do that, to be honest, is share some of the stuff that I've been seeing on Twitter and talk about it, because honestly, some of it's like, just wow. I mean, just wow. Let's see. Oh wow, there's actually, I liked a tweet of hamburgers, and now I'm just getting fucking hungry. I'm scrolling through my like tweets, and I'll share my screen. I don't give a shit if you see my like tweets. Look, this person's phone got stolen, and their hamburgers on their iCloud. So someone ate someone stole their phone and then was taking pictures of the burgers and uploading them to the iCloud. It's interesting. That's Twitter. Oh, let's not show any of that because I don't want to get copyrighted. I did want to talk about this. This is
League. He scored 0 goals with us, only 2 goals in Champions League. I think that the guys was really honest to tell that his season is not good.
I thought that was kind of funny because he was laughing about Richarlison saying, he's like, I think he's talking about himself, not us. He's had a shitty season. He's hurt himself. He's been hurt. They didn't win the World Cup. Then he came back hurt. He scores 0 goals in the league. He's scored 2 in Champions League. What has he done? Like, yeah, he's had a shit season. Do you agree with Conte saying this about him? Do you think it's just a bunch of hippy pappy flappy dappy at this point?
I think at this point, who cares? I mean, it would be nicer to see some full-blown raging argument going on. At least you know there's some sort of passion for what's going on at the club. Richarlison complaining about not being in the team. I'd expect that from any player. I mean, if you're not getting in the team, you'd be hammering on the manager's door saying, what do I have to do to get a kick? For me, that would be a natural thing. So I don't see a big deal in this at all. And any player worth his salt is going to be unhappy about not playing. So, yeah, no problem. I think you've got to also realise a lot of these things, the press are out fishing for these kind of comments just because it sells newspapers and gets people clicking on things. So they're always going to look for a bit of controversy. The bad things always get more clicks than the good things. So, looking for anything.
So this is Ryan Mason right here. This guy.
Yeah.
And so he's like, Sanchez is like, here, I'm ready, coach. Let me go in. He's like, what the fuck you doing? Why are we doing that? Look, we got Danjuma on the bench. Why not put him in and try and go for the... What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah. I love the sort of little shove, like, why aren't we pushing this player on sort of thing? Yeah. So you can read that one.
He did this, he said.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's wild.
He's completely baffled by it, isn't it? Yeah, I think most people would have been. Or are they now? It's kind of the normal for it's the norm for Conte now, isn't it? And
it kind of is.
Just replace like for like all the time.
I hate that. I thought the substitution. I mean, but at this point, to me, that's just beating a dead horse. I can go on and on about X, Y, and Z about substitutions, tactics, whatever, but it ain't something that no one ain't heard at this point. I feel like it's just redundant at this point to sit here and be like, yeah, his substitutions were shit. Yes, of course they were. It's what we're forced to look at, unfortunately. This is my last off-topic question I have starred for you, Kuva. Which company makes the best bourbons? I don't drink much at all, if often. I sometimes do, but like not really.
Jacob, this is Ben Kaufman talking, so he's talking about biscuits.
Okay.
Biscuit.
Bourbon biscuit, yeah.
Bourbons, and bourbons when it's the biscuit, bourbons when it's the whiskey. If it's the biscuit, I would say Tesco's do as good as any. I'm not a big fan of them anyway, to be honest. I'd prefer to go for the whiskey, and I'm not a whiskey fan. That's just, I don't like bourbons as biscuits. So
you know what they say, Kuva, whiskey make your girl a little bit frisky. And tequila makes her clothes fall off. Those are the two.
Oh, God. Tequila makes you pray to the toilet, God. So
I do not have a good relationship with tequila when I was younger, so
same.
It haunted me many a days, and I've made one too many promises to whatever lords may be up there watching, whatever God is watching, of saying, just help me today, and I swear off it, never again.
And I promise never to lie on the bathroom floor at 4 a.m. again.
Yeah. And then, but that's the thing is, you do that a few times. Eventually, for me anyway, I got to a point where I was like, I'm tired of laying here asking someone to help me for the decisions that I made, because I got myself there.
Again, it's yet another Spurs metaphor, isn't it? It's, we are now lying on the bathroom floor at 4 a.m. thinking, why did I choose this club?
Why? I was actually talking to, I think I was in a Twitter space with a couple of people from England, and they mentioned something. We were talking about different cultures and stuff, and it was just kind of fun. And or no, one person was in Thailand, I think, and then the other were in the UK or Ireland or Wales, and then me in America. And sorry, I just read this comment, Daniel Levy, and it completely just threw me off. What the hell were we talking about, Kuva? Also, big up Tequila. Tequila's in the house, and I was just saying I have a bad relationship with Tequila, and Tequila showed up. It says, hello, Jacob and Kuva. Big up Tequila. I'm gonna run through these comments. Maybe I'll jog my memory. That's the problem with my mind being the way that it is, Kuva. There's a nice quote from Cher when she was interviewed by, I think, Barbara Walters, and they said, you know, what is your best attribute? She said, my brain. What's your worst attribute? My brain. And what's something that always gets you into trouble? My brain. And it's just like, but you know, sometimes it's the source of a creative outlet. But unfortunately, I'm not to the level of Cher. But my brain does work in a manner of, I often refer to it like a squirrel in the trees of a large forest. You don't know which branch is necessarily connected to which tree, and the squirrel can run through all the trees and all the branches, and you just quite never know where the squirrel's going to be next. So that's a lot how my mind works. But big up Tequila.
You say you're not up to the level of Cher, but I mean, if you did squeeze into one of those skimpy little outfits, I'll watch you, buddy.
Do you believe in life after love?
Yes, it's almost slipping the occasional Benton cord.
Bentancur. I can feel Bentancur inside myself. There we go. We're getting there, Kuva. And when Michael's not here, I'll tell you what, these Friday shows look a lot different. Whether that's for better or worse, I don't know.
It is. It's my goal now to just get things away from football as much as possible. It's the honourable thing to do for fans.
Yeah, I don't mind, because to me, life's too short to just be fucking crying and complaining about Conte, the owners, the fans, whatever all the problems are. It's just like, yeah, but you know, like, I should still at least try and smile and laugh where I can, because if not, I'm just miserable. That's kind of lame. Conte calling Richie out made me chuckle, says Tequila. I kind of liked it because it's like, bitch, if you're going to say something, I'll say something too. So I kind of liked it too, Tequila. You boys were wondering why I started supporting Spurs, says Chris Cranston. It's because my prick brother-in-law invited me to the second game over at the new stadium. 1-0 loss to West Ham. Fell in love with some Spurs players. And the fans, big mistake.
Good. It's as good a reason as any, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's a beautiful reason.
A lot of people are born into it. I mean, my parents.
I chose it.
My parents were getting me to wave the Spurs flag when I was in my pram. Couldn't even talk properly, but I could wave a little flag. And some of my earliest words were up the Spurs. But I mean, that's what else are you supposed to do when you're 25?
Wait a minute. I was like thinking of a little tiny baby Kuva, like.
No, I was tiny. It was in the family, but I didn't take to Spurs until this will be the same for a lot of people in the London area, playing football out in your back garden with your dad. Because
I got my son in the Spurs shirt already, so whether he chooses another team or not.
See, some people say that is child cruelty. You'll get
This might be child abuse. I don't know.
Yeah. For a lot of people though, it's you play football with your dad in the back garden and that sort of thing, and they fall in love with the game then and there. But it's when you hear that first roar, the people in London, when you hear the first real crowd roar, and you think, "What's that?" You suddenly then you want to know. And I've always had the theory that whichever roar you hear the first, that's the one you're going to go and watch. So I know it was the same for a couple of Fulham fans. I know they heard Fulham. I happened to hear Spurs one afternoon. I know somebody else had the same sort of story as myself with that. It's a natural thing. It's interesting. It piques your interest. It's a sport you love. You love playing anyway. Then you end up picking a team, don't you, for whatever reason. Boy, did we chose the wrong one.
Yeah, I got Michael, so he's the person I can blame. I text him frequently now telling him sometimes like, I hate you, you bastard, because he's the one who got me into Tottenham. So, and I just fell in love, and really, it's been his fault ever since. Tequila prays to the toilet god, so at least we know that part is true. Britannia, don't know what that is. Paul Beatty, please help me. I promise I won't watch Spurs ever again. He's praying to the toilet gods about Spurs. Big up Ben Kaufman. Problem is no bacon sarnies, and I don't know what that is.
Bacon sandwich.
Just like bacon and bread. That's it.
Yep. Ideally, you'd have it with Well, I'd see. For me, you'd have it with brown sauce. So a sort of, I don't know if you got brown sauce over there. I mean, what? Yeah, you probably it'll be HP brown sauce anyway. It's a sort of very vinegary, sharp, tangy sort of sauce.
Okay.
It's
Sounds
an alternative to ketchup, basically. It's a lot stronger flavour. It's more an acquired taste sort of thing. But
Paul said my voice made him cry, and I don't know if that's because it was like nails on a chalkboard, or like when you got like knives and forks and you scrape them.
Maybe it's just the thought of Bentancur and he's out for the season.
I'm thinking about those outfits Cher was squeezing herself into, and I'm wondering which one I can pull off.
But when you say pull off, what do you mean?
Put on and then pull off.
Yes, pulling off who? That was the question. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
She certainly had some outfits, though. That's for sure. It's a pity she didn't. You'd think with the amount of money she was making, she would have saved up for the rest of the outfit at some point.
Yeah.
Holes and
big up Ian Ferguson. Ian Ferguson says he needs some Spurs therapy, so I'm dropping Ian Ferguson the link. And then Sava also texted me and said, sorry, dude, having all sorts of issues with his phone. I guess it blew up in his hands. He called it. He said, I feel like this thing is about to explode in my hand. So I think he called that one. So Sava, if you're tuned in, no worries, my friend. And then Ben sending me picture of Chick King. Why are people sending me pictures of food? I'm so hungry. I didn't eat lunch. My son fell asleep in my arms today, so I had to naturally take a nap myself. And that's what I was doing before the show. So I didn't get to eat lunch.
I'm starting to get hungry as well. In the fridge at the moment, I've got 4 steaks, and they're marinating in black pepper, bit of garlic butter, bit of red wine. And I'm thinking, shall I just have one tonight, or do I go with the plan? And that's my whole movie setup: 4 steaks and an old movie, and forget Spurs. It's a good plan. By the way, about phones. Since I joined that WhatsApp, which I'd been avoiding for ages, my phone, I don't know if you can see that, it's hot right at that. The heat, it just went ping.
From WhatsApp?
So hot. Yeah, just so many WhatsApp messages. Getting a few groups on that, and it's like, your phone cannot keep up.
Oh, I put it all mute all notifications.
I have now, but I didn't learn until the phone.
Miss you in some of those groups, though, Kuva, because you left after a while, because there were some people trolling about Eric Dyer, and you were like, fuck this. I hate having 200. Yeah. And I don't blame you, because I felt the same way. A lot of times, what I do when I wake up and there's 600 messages is I do this.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, if anything catches my eye, I'll stop. If it's like, or if I see people arguing, I do like me some chisme, as they call it here. That's like gossip in Spanish, chisme. It's like, oh, the he said, she said. So whenever people are fighting in WhatsApp groups, I will stop and read that just to see what happens. But for the most part, I just hit that little arrow that sends it all down to the bottom. I honestly used to not like all the groups that I was in the WhatsApp groups, but when you find your WhatsApp groups, they can be pretty fun. And I like interacting with people from all over the world. Since I started El Paso Spurs, I'm in an official supporters group WhatsApp. There's people from like Kenya and like just all these like different countries I've never even imagined what life is like, and that I get exposure to. So I like that kind of thing. Tom81 says Britannia makes the best bourbon biscuits. Don't know who Britannia is.
Biscuit Company, apparently. Yeah, I think I remember the name. Yeah, fair enough. But like I said, I just wasn't bothered about bourbon biscuits. Compared to having a chocolate digestive, it's nothing.
Well, let me welcome on I believe this is his debut on the United Spurs of America, and I believe he's wearing an FC Cincinnati. Is that correct, Kit? Gotta welcome on Ian Ferguson from the States. How are you doing
What's
with
up,
the
guys?
FC Cincinnati kit? I like
Big up
it.
here.
This is the 2019 first season in MLS kit. This was the only good thing about Cincinnati's first season in MLS. Let's just put it like that.
When did that new stadium open? Was it year 2?
Second year, yeah, I'd say 2020. I've been there a few times. Haven't been yet this year because they've only played one home match, but it nice. So, but yeah,
there's just a hint of the old school Barcelona kind of kit there. It's just got that hint of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like this is probably honestly like my favorite shirt of theirs. Like even when in Jake, you'll understand this. Even back when they were in like USL, like this is probably their best shirt. But hey, somehow they're predicted to finish fourth.
I did like
MLS's
that blue
year.
and that gold one that they had last year. I think it was. It had like shiny gold. I don't know if the letters. They had a clean one in last year, I think. Side note: I know no one's going to care about this, but one of my interns, when I was at FC, when I worked at FC Dallas, a dude I had as an intern, he went on and he was the videographer for FC Cincinnati. The year that stadium opened, he did all the footage that you saw about the stadium, the drone shots and all that. He's the one who actually produced all that. So I feel pretty proud of that because I taught him a few things, and I'm gonna just take all the credit for his work. As any true splinter to a Ninja Turtle would do. I think he works for DC United now, so I can't claim his work anymore. I can't.
No. And like you're an FC Austin fan, right?
I'm a fan of Austin because when I became a fan of MLS, they were announced, and I was like, oh, okay. I like to do that where whenever I became a fan of NFL, the NFL, American football, there was a new team that just got created, the Houston Texans. So I was like, oh, I'll be a fan of them because I'm a fan of the sport now. And so it just felt fresh, new for them, new for me. I get to jump on board with something new. And so that's the same sentiments I share with Austin because they were announced whenever I became a fan of MLS. So I was like, cool, I'll be a fan of them whenever they're playing. And then the Matthew McConaughey thing, that's pretty fucking sweet. Kuva, if you didn't know, Austin FC, which is for Austin, Texas here, Matthew McConaughey is like he's associated with the club in some way. So they have chants for him. They have like a all right. And I just think it's cool. It has like this nice, cool Matthew McConaughey vibe. Right.
Like I think he's from Austin.
Yeah,
and I think he's in the ownership group as well, I think. But yeah. So when
Austin plays LAFC, they call it Will Ferrell versus Matthew McConaughey Bowl. It's pretty fun over here. You got to take the fun where you can with MLS because sometimes you'll watch it'll be 0-0. Sometimes you'll watch it'll be 5-4. And honestly, I've argued, not to get too derailed from the whole show of Spurs, but I do argue a lot that I think MLS talent is a lot better than people have given it credit for. It's a lot better than people think. I think a lot of players, they come to MLS and then they struggle and they're like, I didn't realize it was this hard here. I thought it was easier. So I think that speaks to the league and myself.
There's another thing as well. If you're in Texas and you say you're a Spurs fan, don't most people think you're a basketball fan then?
Yeah, I would think. I would assume.
I think perhaps that's the Spurs to really follow, isn't it?
Brian Daigle's of the mind of leaving WhatsApp groups. He says, leaving WhatsApp groups was amazing for me. Brian, I have no idea how many WhatsApp groups you were probably been a part of, my friend. But for you, I could imagine it's quite a heftier amount. So you have 2,000 messages a day. I'd see like 300. So that would. So big up Brian Daigle.
I've gone down to the bare minimums as well. It's nice. It's peace and quiet.
Well, I just like seeing Kuva's name pop up on my phone personally. So the more that happens, the happier I am. Is Cincinnati twinned with Spurs? Nice stadium, shit football.
They were actually Cincinnati made the playoffs last year, somehow. And just for, I might be like the only like Cincinnati based like sports fan on here. I would not be shocked. But all we have known up until fairly recently with the Cincinnati Bengals has just been decades of just at best mediocrity. Okay. Ownership of the various teams in town don't want to do anything. They're blaming this and that. And there's just like no passion or drive. I mean, like I'm a huge like Cincinnati Reds fan. The fans have completely turned on the ownership just because, like, I would say in like some ways, because there's no like salary cap in like Major League Baseball, all of the more successful teams are in LA, New York, like these big cities. And the fans are just like, our payroll is 70 million. And by like Major League Baseball terms, you're like one of the poorest clubs. And so like fans just don't care. So, but that being said though, Reds opening day is the end of the month and it'll sell out.
I had a friend I worked with for many years, worked for the Cincinnati Reds, now that you mention it. And it's interesting how many people I know associated with Cincinnati. Oddly, I've never been to Cincinnati personally.
Dude, it's a fun town, man. It's a fun town, man.
Tell me one.
Ian, basically what you're saying is anything to do with sports that you follow has been a disaster.
So it's natural. I would be a Spurs fan. Yep,
you gravitated towards
exactly. It's like I probably have like 3 friends from college that are like Arsenal fans, and they're all like, "Dude, like, how do you accept this?" I'm like, "I'm born and raised in Southwest Ohio, guys. All I know is pain and pain. I have no expectations." Okay, like so when the Cincinnati Bengals, not this last year, but the year before, won their first playoff game, right, in 30 years.
To the Super Bowl.
They got to the Super Bowl, which like I still can't believe that happened. But when they beat the Las Vegas Raiders in the opening round, I was sitting on my couch. I started crying, okay, because like the Bengals fan, dude, just decades. Like before that, I was like 2 or 3 years old last time they won a playoff game. I'm 35 now, so it's one of those things. I'm like, Spurs can't hurt me. I've been a fan of their crap teams my entire life, so bring it on. Plus, also, I was supposed to have tickets to the Bruce Springsteen show up in Columbus last night. 2 hours before the show goes on, someone in the band got sick, so the show was off. I'm just like, y'all got to be kidding me. So yes,
struggle is what you know. You know struggle.
The struggle is real, man. The struggle's real, man.
Well, I don't want to talk too much about MLS any longer, but I do want to pick up Bobby K. He says hello. There was a couple questions I saved. I also want to say hello, Sava. Welcome back. Hope your phone didn't explode. And if it gets too hot, just check out. No worries.
Yeah, it was proper overheating. It's still quite hot, but yeah, we'll see how we go.
I'm gonna get you back into this. I'm gonna get you back into the swing of things. I think you missed it all. How many real quick teams in England can you name with the word ham in them? Go, Sava. You have 30 seconds.
Rotherham, Tottenham, Nottingham Forest, West Ham, Clapham United. I might have made that one up.
I'll give you Clapham. Fuck it.
Fuck it. I mean, it is a place. Did I say Rotherham?
Yeah.
No, he did.
Cheltenham. I don't know. I feel like there's loads more.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, 6 is pretty good. I think I got 4 or 5, but then I also, that's including Hamburg. Ian, I'm gonna mute you real quick. It just sounds like you're pouring up a nice one, so I'll let you do that in peace. That's the question I want to ask you for to warm you up, but also there was this question. Medarius came in with a bunch of questions early in the show, about damn near an hour ago at this point. So if you've been here this whole time, please do hit that like. Do not forget to subscribe to United Spurs of America. We are on the march to 1K. We are almost there. We're 12 away. So share this video with your mother, your brother, your sister, your cousin. They all want to watch this. program and get involved with the United Spurs of America. So please do that. Also want to say big up to all the patrons of the channel. Your name has been scrolling down below. Your support of this channel means the world to me. And real quick, I will go ahead and post a Patreon link for anyone live right now or watching this back who does want to financially back this channel in any way. We are not financially backable via YouTube, but you can do it on Patreon. There's a few clubs there you can choose from. If you just click that link that I have posted there in the chat and pinned to the top. Make sure you're also hitting a vote here in the poll. I see 36 votes and 27 likes. By my math, 2 weeks in a row, 9 hating ass motherfuckers so far. So let's see if we can reduce the amount of hating ass motherfuckers that we got in the chat. But if not, that's cool too, because, you know, I say, if you love me or you hate me, you're welcome to fucking listen to my voice, because I know you just can't get enough of it, my darling. So please do hit that like if you haven't already. The 9 hating ass motherfuckers, just want to shout you out real quick. But moving along, to the next question, Sava, that I had starred, and the rest of the panel, we're going to get it back to Tottenham. Let me take away the first one, but let's address.
Just quickly, Jacob, send me the link to your show. Send me the link to your channel on WhatsApp, and I'll get you 12 more subscribers before 1 a.m. UK time.
I've just sent you the link to the show that we are doing right now.
No, to your channel.
Oh, to the channel. Okay.
To the channel where people can subscribe.
I'll do that. Okay.
Yeah,
you said 12 by 1 a.m. How long is that until 1 a.m. over there?
An hour.
An hour. Okay. Let's do it. I almost posted it in the chat. There it is. I just posted you the link. So do hit that like, hit that subscribe, and again, take part in the poll, because why the hell not? I try to have fun with that. I'm not going to ask you, did you like the video? Yes or no. Go fuck yourself. You can like the video or not. There's 9 of you hating ass motherfuckers lurking, participating in the poll because it's fun. You know it's fun. You want to make a selection there. So I just want to say shout out to the 9 of you who do participate in the poll but refuse to like the video. It is your right to do that. But enough about you hating ass motherfuckers, because shout out to you. Medarius says Kane to leave, transfer rumors. Sava, I think I was on a stream with you once before. Correct me if I'm wrong. I said he would go to United. He might be.
I think he's frozen. Yeah, I think so.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can.
Yeah, sorry, I'm probably frozen because I'm just WhatsApping a Spurs WhatsApp group with about 100 people in to ask if they'll subscribe. So,
oh shit. Well, there we go. Hey, you can be frozen all you want. I do not mind, but I'll just throw it around to you real quick, Kuva, while Sleva does that. Kane leaving. First question is, do you care? Second question is, should he leave? Do we deserve Harold Kane?
In a sick sort of way, I would like him to go to one of our rivals and instantly win a trophy, just to rub it in Daniel Levy's face. That'll irritate some fans a bit more. On the love side for Kane, of course, I wouldn't want him to leave. It's just it's one of the few things we've got going for the team. I'm not going to speculate on it too much because I just don't know what's happening. I'm not even convinced that Conte's necessarily going to go. It just seems likely. If we get top 4 again, is that objective achieved for the season? Probably is. So, are they dependent on each other? I don't think so. So it all comes down to me of this toss-up between, is Kane settled where he is with a young family and doesn't want to uproot them from a nice, comfortable life, while he can still go for things like the top goal scorer, individual accolades and things like that? Or does he want to have one final throw of the dice at somewhere where he can actually get some trophies and have something for his mantelpiece for the kids to look at in later years? Would
it be uprooting if he went to United? I've been saying I feel like that is the most logical place, and then now I'm not trying to be another I told you so Adama Traore situation, but this is a situation where I did say about a year ago after the City thing fell through and he was kind of down tooling with us, I said, fuck it. Why doesn't he just go off to United, who's going to drop a bunch of money on players to surround him with that can help him, and they can all just be a good cohesive team, and everything will be just fucking cheerio for Harry Kane and all the fuckers in red.
Yeah, link up with Ericsson again's a big
yeah,
thing.
and just have a good old fucking time, and not have to be the person that bears the weight of our fucking everything. Like Sava says this all the time, that we turn to Harry Kane all the time. We lean on him, and the rest of our squad necessarily doesn't always respond. I'm not going to say all the time, because Sonny, for me, when Kane was gone, that's who we leaned on, and he won that City match single-handedly, the first match of Nuno's era. So not to live in the past, but Harry Kane leaving to United, Kuva, you said uproot. He doesn't want to uproot. That's why I don't think he'd go to Bayern. That's why I don't think he'll go to one of these other. But is Manchester that far from London that it's really like uprooting his kids and all that?
Yeah, it's practically the Arctic Circle, isn't it? I mean, if you're London-based, as soon as you hit Watford Gap, it's just called the North. After that,
yeah,
it sounds like Game of Thrones. It's like
very much Thrones like
it sounds like Game of Thrones.
And to give you a more accurate answer than Kuva, it's about 2 hours on a train. So yeah, but it is the North. It's the North.
But you could also argue then, if it's 2 hours on a train, you could argue Kane. I mean, do people, like rich people, fly helicopters between the cities like they do here? Like Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, he will take a helicopter from the training facilities to the stadium. It'll take you 45 minutes in a car, maybe an hour, hour 15 if there's traffic. But to make it 15 minutes, 10 minutes, he'll take a fucking helicopter from his office to the stadium. And then there's a car that picks him up from the helipad and drives him to the stadium. So do people do that out there in London?
Well, we had that tragedy with the Leicester owners a few years back.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
So
as I'm highlighting a comment from David Clark that says hi from Leicester. So hello, David Clark. Hopefully I didn't bring up any bad memories there. Helicopters
and
took
what's
Kobe
his name?
Bryant
Matt Harding as well.
Kobe Bryant here in America.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
He was flying him, his daughter, a couple of his daughter's teammates, and a couple of parents. They were going to a basketball match and hit a mountain or something.
Let's not forget Amelia Earhart.
Where is she at? No one's heard from her in a minute.
Bermuda Triangle. She's like 200 years old now.
We're not gonna. Okay, I'm a conspiracy theorist. We're not going down that hole.
I enjoy a good conspiracy theory. I do.
Big up Cody Mack is in the house from Canada. Snowy Canada. He was chopping some wood to get his frustrations out. Sava, I want to ask you about the Harry Kane leaving. Number one, do you care? And number two, does Harry Kane just deserve to do whatever Harry Kane wants?
I mean, do I care? I mean, from the point of view that once this man walks away, this football club will probably finish about 14th in the league. Of course I care. But look, at the end of the day, if he stays... Listen, it's not up to him if he goes this summer. He can hand in a transfer request, but then it's all down to what Levy will accept. If he stays beyond that year and signs a new contract, then I do question his ambition as a footballer. You can't be that good. You can't score the volume of goals he has and sign another contract with a club that is nowhere near close to winning anything. You know, if we were on the brink, if we could all feel that moment was coming, and it didn't work this year, but next year we've got that feeling. At the moment, I can't see where a win's coming from, let alone a trophy. So look, I think Sean says it all the time. Sean says all the time, there will come a moment where Harry Kane would have kicked his last ball for Spurs, and Spurs fans need to start getting used to that reality that it could be sooner rather than later. And I think if he goes, I think you get rid of Son and you go for a whole new dynamic. Because I'll be honest, like, this will sound weird, right? I'm bored of our front three dynamic, if I'm honest. I'm really bored of it. It's the same year in, year out. And if you look at the big clubs, when do they ever have the same thing for 7 or 8 seasons? I'm not knocking them. They're both great players, but it's just become a tad predictable for me. And as they both...
Throw out Bayern Munich, for example, their Champions League tie versus PSG, which you could argue you want to go out there with a strong team. Look at their bench. Serge Gnabry, walks into the team. Leroy Sané walks into the team.
Yeah.
Who else did they have on their bench? Someone else helped me here. There was 4. I remember seeing some Instagram posts. There was 4 players they showed that was on the Bayern bench versus 4 players they showed on the PSG bench to show like the strength of them or whatever. But to me, I don't know. I agree with you, Sava. I guess personally, I think it could be revamped. The whole Kulusevski thing, I don't think is. Excuse me. Damn, that's 2 points. I've lost 2 points on my own show. Kulusevski. I think out there on the right, he's wasting away, and we're not seeing the best of him. Maybe a different position, a different formation. I mean, you've been calling for 4 at the back. To me, I don't think I don't. If I'm a betting man, I don't put money that Conte changes any fucking thing. We barely probably see any fucking changes to the 11, if I'm honest.
Do you know what?
I don't know.
Just quickly on that point, guys. I don't know if you spoke about this while I was off air. Don't know if anyone cares, but
we went really off topic as soon as you left. Kuva and I went to
it was all MLS.
Biscuits, and we went way off topic. So
biscuits and MLS. That sounds like the name of a podcast.
Topic's a chocolate bar. Sorry.
Thank you, Kuva. Thank you, Kuva. Thanks.
I would have so much respect for Antonio Conte tomorrow if we see a reaction from him. Stop blaming the fans. Rip that team up that played the other night. Completely rip it up. I don't care. Go Richarlison, Danjuma, Lucas. I don't care. Just do something. Go to a back 4. You know, get Sarr in there. Just something that shows you can't do what you did the other night and still play. But we all know what will happen. We all know tomorrow there'll be. Look, let's be fair. The changes might be Porro for Royale, right? It might be that Dyer comes back in and Davis goes to left wing back instead of Perisic. Other than that, we all know his formation. We all know what he's going to do. We all know his first substitution will be in about the 74th to the 77th minute. It's very, very, very predictable.
Yeah, I think that's one
it
of
is
the
predictable.
one of the games to play nowadays is the Conte bingo. Pick a number between 70 and 95. Whoever gets the first substitute. Oh, right. That's the timing of it. So you're right, Sarah. It's just so predictable. It's so boring.
It is. It is. Look, like I said to you guys earlier, that, you know, the other night, 20 minutes to go at home. So before Romero got sent off, 20 minutes to go at home to save your Champions League season, right? The only trophy we're in. For me, he should have gone much earlier. Go to a back 4, yeah. Get Danjuma on, get Lucas on, and go for it. Just, do you know what I mean? Make Milan have to really think about how many attackers we've got on their pitch. True Conte style. He couldn't bring himself to do it. And then 7 minutes to go, Sanchez goes on. It's like, get out of here, man.
The statistic for me was put the 2 games together, 180 minutes of football, 3 shots on target, a shot on goal every hour.
And Hoover, two of them were Harry Kane headers.
Yeah.
Right, it wasn't even like, and the other one, do you know the other one? The other one was Højbjerg from the edge of the box, who sort of, I want to say danced past, but he didn't. He ran past 2 players and the keeper parried the shot. So that's what we managed to do against AC Milan. And AC Milan seem to be losing week in, week out in Italy.
Mm-hmm. Fun times.
That's
all because of
because
of Jacob's favourite manager, Antonio.
Yeah, threw me off a little bit there. Is it time to whip out?
Where is it? Where is it? Show us. There he is. Get in the bin. Get in the bin, you.
That is disturbing. That is disturbing.
You're in the mud.
Don't worry. He was in the package. I already took him out of the package. Sonny is still in the package, though. Sonny will not come out of the package. I don't care what he does. I'm biased as fuck.
Have you got an Adama Traore one? Can't you put him on the camera because he's too wide?
I don't have one. And if I did, I wouldn't admit it either.
He keeps trying to pick it up, but there's so much oil on it that you can't.
It's too wet. Yeah.
If you take Sonny out of the package, watch him just go off for the rest of the year. I
But
mean,
that's
at
what
this
I
point,
did with this. I took Antonio out of the package to heal his gallbladder and to bring him home, and he fucking stayed in Italy, the bastard. And then he came back, and now everyone's playing like shit. And it's just, I'm upset, and I fucking love the guy. I'm over here in Texas singing Antonio in my living room like a fucking fool every week because I was hopeful that he was going to deliver us a trophy. What do all the Chelsea fans say? What do all Inter fans say? A lot of them say, fuck Antonio Conte, but he did win us some trophies. To us, it's just like, where's our trophies? It's just, it's the same story with Jose, you know, serial winner, wins trophies. Sorry, I'm getting the Wi-Fi signal showing up. Can y'all hear me all right?
Yeah. It's like serial winner, wins everywhere they go, and then they meet the bald bastard of Tottenham, Daniel effing Levy, and just like it's like I forget whose show, like it's been on like all of the shows, but like when you have a guy, or let's just say like an ownership group that is like so keen on just making as much money as they can in spite of the actual footy being played, which is the whole reason for this thing to even exist, they don't care. And like for the longest, and honestly, I'll probably be on both sides of this like whole issue over the course of the entire show, honestly. But like, even if we get top four, it shows that the board, ownership, even to an extent the actual coach, it doesn't matter. I mean, the point isn't so much to win Champions League. The point is to get the Champions League money just from getting in. And whether that's like fair or not, at this point, I don't care. It's like, but at the end of the day, it's just like, what the hell? So if Harry walks at the end of the year, if Harry walks at the end of the year, like it'll be sad. I don't want to. It's like just again, just coming from that U.S. sports perspective, you want your best, especially these days. You want your best player, your franchise player, to play for your squad and your squad only. But at the end of the day, though, as far as I'm concerned, he has nothing left to prove. If he wants to walk, it'll hurt like hell. But at the end of the day, it's not like the ownership has given him any reason to hang around. And
I agree with that. I do see both sides. I just want to touch on that point. And I do see both sides of like, has he been backed? I mean, financially, you can say they've dropped a number that you could argue is backing the manager. But also, I mean, that's like saying, yeah, I was present while my son was in the house all day. But did that mean I helped him? I interacted with him. I fed him. I washed him. I bathed him. I clothed him. That mean I did any of that? No, it just means I was fucking there. We did the bare minimum. But the thing is, you got to listen to your manager. You have to there has to be a system in place. And I was kind of talking about this earlier, Sava, while you were gone. As you were getting off, I think the disconnect of communication between departments. I mean, at the highest level, when I worked at, I'm gonna name drop them because fuck it. When I worked at the Dallas Cowboys, that is a $6-7 billion corporation, a sports franchise that's worth $7-8 billion at this point. The amount of disconnect and lack of communication sometimes between the departments was wild. And to me, it didn't make. I was like, "There's no way this would be going on in the real adult world. How is this actually happening?" It's just simple miscommunications leading to major errors on multiple levels and failures throughout many departments. And I struggle with accepting that, but I know it's a reality. And so when I think about Tottenham, what makes them any different from having these miscommunications? It's obvious there's a miscommunication between the board, the manager, the players, the academy, our recruiting, our scouting. Look at Brighton. They're a great example of whoever their manager is, they're still bringing in fucking quality players. Whoever's wearing the number 8 jersey looks like Bissouma, and Bissouma looks like whoever the fuck at this point. And Matoma.
But Jacob, that's the thing. Sorry, just quickly. That's the thing. I think the wrong word is always applied when people are arguing about the owners and about the way the football club is run. For me, I don't think it's about backing a manager. Yeah, I think it's about having a plan and backing the club, right? Because we can turn around and go, if Antonio Conte had been given the 5 players he wanted, even though we know they're massively unrealistic, even though we know Vardio is not joining Tottenham over Man City or Real Madrid, right? If you give him those players, great. You've backed him for a summer, right? But what's the long-term plan? I'm so bored of even hearing myself say this now. For me, I'm happy that the next 4 or 5 years, we don't even make Europe, but the whole thing gets restructured and we go, right. They come out and say, this is our plan. This is where we want to be for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, right? But the problem is twofold. You've got the owners that want fourth at all costs for revenue, and you've got football fans. This isn't Tottenham. Football fans across the country, across the world are, oh, but we're still fourth, so everything's okay. Now, that's immediacy, right? But if I look past my nose, and it takes some doing because I've got quite a big conker on me, right? If I look past my nose and I say, okay, what's the plan? What is the plan? Yeah, let's, loads of money has been spent. No one can say Levy's not spent money. That's factually incorrect. But the problem is, you look at the last window. Yeah, look at the 2 wing backs. You bought in one who's 33 and looks awful. The other one's 21 and had never played in the Premier League. So what's the plan? There was clearly no aligned ethos there. Yeah, you bring it. There's got to be a plan. And at the moment, there isn't one. So that for me is the only way the owners can get me, not back on board with them, but back in love with the club. That we turn around, go and steal Brighton's scouting team. Yeah, go and steal Brentford's scouting team. These clubs that seem to scout these players from obscurity. Napoli scouting team. Right. This is what we need. I'm just sick of the words back Conte. I don't want Conte backed. I want the club backed. I don't want to build with Conte. I'm not going to lie, and I know Kuva feels the same. I do not want that guy to be at the helm to oversee a build. Not that he would, but look, you get my point. Sorry for the rant, but it just keeps getting implied wrongly that he didn't get the players he wanted. Well, most managers in the country don't get the players they want, right? But you have to make do. You have to evolve. You have to do something. So look, as I said, that blame pie, Conte's got to take a slice of it. Levy does. Paratici, by the way, doesn't get talked enough for how bad a job he's done. Right? All of them have a little bit of pie.
You're muted.
Yep. Thank you. Yep. I was like, I had a. Sometimes when you really like fucking drive it in nice after someone's talking, you're like, I'm segueing perfectly into this, and you're fucking muted. God, I hate that.
The time we live in.
I was saying, let's talk about it, because you said we don't talk about Paratici enough. Let's talk about, on this channel we call him Paratici. That's because we tried to give him some Italian spice, some meatball, some flavor, but. Let's talk about it. I've been pretty 50-50 about his job at this point. I think the Juve allegation stuff, it doesn't surprise me given that it's Juventus, but it does incriminate our club in a way that I don't appreciate. I don't like that light on us. The light that is now being shown on Barcelona, and like just the light of doing things sneakily and nastily, which all people do it. Admittedly, all corporations, if you're making big money, you got to do some snaky shit along the way. But Paratici, for me, there's some. It's just like some may be good, some may be shit. But how much do I know I can blame on him? How much can I? Because again, it's the same thing with like these players. Who said let's get Brian Hill instead of I'm not going to say Adama because that's who I want, but I mean it's a clear example. We could have gotten Adama for less money and not given up Eric Lamela. Not saying we didn't need to get rid of Eric Lamela, but I'm just saying that Brian Hill is a questionable one for me. Emerson Royale, you can debate it. He was brought in to be a right back under Nuno. but that just speaks to he's now buying players for Nuno. Oh, well, no, Nuno's gone. And then we're going to buy players for Conte. Well, now we're stuck with all these players that are stuck from Poch, from Jose. I mean, Joe Rodon, there's been no plans for him. We didn't want Joe Rodon. Jose wanted Skriniar. He wanted Kim Min Jae. He said, if you want to go cheap, give me Kim Min Jae. I said, not cheap enough.
Yeah.
Let's go get Skriniar if we're going to, then get Skriniar. And it's examples like that to me that it's just a clear example. Like, weren't we also supposed to get Dybala, and instead we brought in fucking Gedson Fernandez? We were supposed to get Bruno Fernandes, and we brought in Giovanni Lo Celso. And it's examples like that. It's just like someone at the club fucking sucks at their job, and there's this disconnect between whoever writes the check, Enoch, Levy, the board, the fucking mystery black shadow men that oversee us as big brother, whoever the fuck signs the check, and whoever is saying, this is who I need on my squad, they are not on the same page. There's a huge disconnect between that, and that's obvious. So that's where I don't know. That's where I don't know how much I blame Fabio exactly. But then at the same time, it's like, if I look at your job, are you performing? I just don't know.
Yeah, and that's like, and that's just the perpetual circle of shit life that this club has always been on, or at least since I've been like following them. Like, just the circle of shit. I mean, it's just like, okay, so as far as the whole like Paulo Dybala thing goes, this guy had an exit video made for the Juve fans. He was ready, like his bags were packed, man. He was about to leave like northern Italy, which I'm sure is lovely for dreary, rainy old England, generally speaking. And then for whatever reason, 1 million, 2 million euros, pounds, whatever, he like Levy then decides to be like, you know what? I don't know. I'm just like, dude, like what? Like one of the 10 richest clubs in the world. Like, you're playing, it's like you have been a mainstay of the top tier of English football for decades. All right. It's like you have the bank account of a top 5 club, and you have the mental. Okay, actually, no. You have the perspective of the bookkeeper of a National League side. Like, get it together, man. Like, it's one of these things. All right. Missing out on Europe, it'll suck, obviously, because that's just lost income for whatever. But, like, it's not like the city of London is going to implode because Tottenham didn't get Champions League, okay? Or if Tottenham didn't get Europe, okay? It's not like this club plays in a small town, all right, where the fate of the club actually directly impacts the fate of the town, okay? And just like, oh, well, you know what? Like, the cash isn't there. I'm like, look, like, I'm not in the back rooms. I don't know how all this works, but like at some point, and just given the line of work I'm in, at some point you got to give someone, okay, it's like, don't feed me yellow dog shit and tell me it's scrambled eggs. Okay. It's not. Like, at least put some effort into trying to bullshit us.
And take your dog to the vet.
Yeah, because that shit ain't healthy.
That can't be.
And don't settle for bullshit either.
Right. It's like the bar is so low. It's like we know you're gonna lie to us. We just know that just because, you know, water's wet and like Arsenal sucks. But like, okay, that was weird. Okay, like at least give me a reason to book a flight from Ohio to England to go see Spurs probably get their faces kicked in by a friggin' championship squad in the FA Cup. Like, at least give me a reason to come over here. I mean, it's just like,
is my Wi-Fi bugging out? Hello.
Yeah, that was.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
We all froze for a little bit, and then you froze longer than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
You were tension-seeking son of a bitch.
Oh, bitch. Leaving.
Oh,
got
you're
your
gonna
ass.
freeze? I'm freezing for longer. You know, it sucks because, yeah, Paul Beatty said the vortex got them all. I was watching and listening, then all of a sudden my camera thing was like doing a little spinny, and then everyone was spinning, and then I'm like, what is going on here? So, I'm gonna go try and
kind of like
see if I
what
need to
happens
fix
when
my...
Emerson Royale reaches the halfway line.
Just
Yeah, just not
no.
sure.
I will say this though. I will say
Apologies,
this.
everyone. I do want to apologize. My wife is home. I got the no-look Wi-Fi. Ron says bad internet. I apologize. How professional of us to do as we're approaching 1K. I think we're 9 subs away from 1K. So whatever Sava did, I guess people are subscribing. So big up to Sava. His phone probably hitting the cooldown period right now.
Yeah.
But this is supposed to be a little bit of like a Nottingham. See, there it goes. My Wi-Fi's doing the fucking thing again. I need to go.
You're
figure
fine
this
on our
out.
end.
Yeah, it's fine here.
Who knows what it's going to do? It's kind of like
It's
Tottenham.
not lagging too badly anyway. So
Yeah.
Merry
Yeah,
Christmas.
like,
Merry Christmas, and here's to a good 1977.
if you're lucky, your internet net will get dragged into 1999. If you're very lucky.
This is very upsetting. Every time I say a word, like it'll go away. I'll say one word, and there it is. It just pops up. It's like your Wi-Fi may be unstable. I don't know what I
The whole
did.
world is
To
unstable.
wrap up that segment on the direction of the club and the miscommunication and everything, I'll always go back to what I've always said I wanted since late 1980s. The Ajax setup. You're getting a committee of ex-players that know the club inside out and what's expected of all the players and all the staff, the style of football. They make all of the management appointments. A director of football, if you need one at that point, they can do that too. And the player signings, they know what they're after. So when you've got that in place, you do not even need a manager to be present at the club to be signing players that will benefit the next manager that comes in, because you're going to be playing that style of football and you can make the signings accordingly. Then you get continuity. That's what we lack so much.
Exactly.
Just given that. And then we won't be talking about, oh, we bought him for Nuno, but then Conte came in, or this is one of Pochettino's players, but then Mourinho's in. You won't have any of that. We wouldn't even have had a Mourinho and a Nuno and a Conte in the club because they're not a Tottenham-type manager. We would have been a Luis Enrique. Yeah, he certainly would be. That's the kind of style I'd want to see. But he's basically playing the same kind of football that Pochettino played. It's that aggressive, played in the opponent's half, take the risks up there, win the ball back early with the insane high press and intensity, and just go all out attack, take the game to the opposition. Dying to see that football again. So perhaps that is an appointment we should be looking at. I don't know if it'll happen, but continuity. Get the decent playing style and just stick with it. Just get your people in the background who know what they're doing. You don't mess up with all these constant wrong appointments and wrong type of player. So players can always fail. That's part and parcel of football. You can go and blow 100 million quid on a player and he doesn't perform. But what you can't be doing is go and blow 30 million, 40 million, loads of 20 millions on players that don't even fit your system, don't fit your style of play, and don't work with each other. It's such bad mismanagement, and it's untrue. We just need that overhaul more than anything else. And the football's always going to suffer until we fix that. Anyway, that's that.
Just blow it up. Just blow the whole damn thing up, dude. Like straight up. Just end of Dr. Strangelove, dude, with the dude riding the nuke all the way down. Just blow the damn thing up. It's like the club will, like the club as an entity will be fine. Okay, it was okay. But yeah, if Kane leaves, use that as your excuse to just nuke the whole damn thing.
I think I've got a way of fixing it. If we divide the club like physically into half and half, business half, Daniel Levy's area, football side is the other, and we just put up this big door in the middle, and it works like a cat flap. Levy's got to have a collar on, and it won't let him through the door, but it will let other
putting bell on him. Yeah. Put a bell on the bald bastard. Yeah, it's like just like all of us are watching this from the outside looking in, obviously, right? Like strictly business end of things, right? As far as like bringing in stuff to like actually bring in like all these like revenue streams for the club. Levy, fine, he's been great. Football side of it, get the hell out, dude. Like, let folks who actually know the game and the sport, and who are, like, as cliche as it sounds, fans of the club, who actually know how to run the business end of a football club, let them do it. And dude, just bring in the stacks, dude. Like, is that asking too much? Probably, but I'm just like, it's like I just don't understand it. I really don't. It's just, I don't know, man.
I don't understand it. I don't understand why my Wi-Fi is tripping. I'm texting my wife like, what the hell's going on out there with the Wi-Fi? But
You're fine, dude. We can hear you
fine. See, now it's gone, and so are about 10 viewers. So maybe it's too many people watching since my Wi-Fi had a whack. I don't know. But we are 9 subs away from the illustrious 1K. I don't want to do a marathon stream just trying to hit it live on stream, but you know, who knows? Maybe we'll hit it this weekend. Maybe tomorrow over on the Irish Hotspur, some people will come over here and sub from the Irish Hotspur. Who knows?
We can turn it into a 24-hour stream, and where all the funds go to, you know, a GoFundMe to buy up Levy. You know, just buy it.
How about this?
Want to raise £5 billion.
How about this? A 24-hour live feed to get Jacob some decent internet. Okay, I feel like we can crowdsource that, right? Just kidding, man. Your internet's fine.
Because then Luca's upset about the lights. I think it's when I talk too loud and I'm like, bop, bop, bop. The lights, like, they flicker with, there's like supposed to be music lights, so they go with the beat of the music. But if I'm beating my own drum over here, you know what I'm talking about. Then, and see, there goes another 6, 7 viewers. So the Wi-Fi's doing well. We're doing well over here. Jacob, I'm all over the place here. What you done to me, man? Oh no, I think I made him sick with the lights and the Wi-Fi. Probably just like a big kerfuckle right there. But real quick before I
mean, it's like what I was going to say. It's like, you know, like maybe you're losing folks just because, like, you know, like folks in Europe are just piecing out for the night. Who the hell knows?
No, that could be true. That could be true too. But either way, whether you've been here the whole time or you just got here, please do hit that like. It helps the channel immensely. And do hit that subscribe. We are very close to the 1K. Before I sign off the show, this is a preview show, Kuva, if you didn't know. Or we do try and do a little bit of a preview. So I do want to ask, Kuva, I know you may not be watching, but so this is going to be a little bit of a double parter for you. I want your score predictions, your goal scores, and how much you putting on the game. What are you watching? What is the food you will buy with your winnings if Spurs lose?
Right. Okay. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 to Forest. I've just got this feeling that they're just going to outwork us, show more passion, determination for it to get points.
Is it a weird feeling at this point, or is it just a omnipresent feeling?
This is a genuine feeling. That's how it's going to go at the moment. I've got absolutely no belief in this team whatsoever anymore. I've seen some terrible Spurs teams that put out better performances than they have been this season. I've even when I was tiny, I've even watched us get relegated, and it was more fun than this season. It really was.
That's a crazy situation there. Because I obviously wasn't even. I think I was maybe a couple months old when we were relegated. Because it was what, 91?
When we were relegated, it was what, 77 went down.
Well, then I was way not born. That
was 10 years before my time.
Were like 10 years old. Yeah.
91 was the kind of the end of the Irving Scholar chairman period where we nearly went bankrupt and Sugar had to sort of sweep in soon and save the club. So it was 91's the last time the club's been worthwhile for me. It was the last FA Cup win, and that used to be our cup. We were famous for that.
But now you only get like $200,000 if you win it. So why the fuck would we try to win something? To make the fans happy?
Exactly.
Yeah, something to put in the cabinet, dude.
Heaven forbid, an elite sports team trying to win trophies. Unheard of, isn't it?
But this is not just Spurs fans too. Like even other fan bases. Again, I watch a few channels that cover Big Six, all the Big Six teams in the league, and even they are like, I don't really care about Carabao Cup or FA. It's not a big deal because of the money that the Champions League draws. Just qualifying, this whole top four is. Oh shit. Sorry, I meant to star. I'm gonna star real quick. Anyone in the chat with your score predictions, your goal scores, I'll see them. I'll star them. Before I give my predictions, anyone who's been here, loyal supporters of the United Spurs of America, y'all know that I like to read out everyone's score predictions before I give my own. I like to hear everyone's and then make my own. Usually just to try and differentiate the answers. But Kuva, I interrupted something you were saying.
Yeah. So I'm going for a 1-0 to Forest. Goal scorer. It'd be funny. Typical. It'd be someone like Serge Aurier, won't it? It'll be somebody like that. I think I'll go for our man of the match. Is probably going to be VAR or something like that.
Just have the ref standing there with the little.
Like I said, the real prediction for me is little bit of A New Hope playing in the background while I'm doing the cooking. Then I can, by the time I finish there, doing all the preparation work, I can sit down for a bit of Empire Strikes Back, have my steaks, have my beers, had a nice day, check out the football results. If we scored a goal, I'll just go and watch the highlight because there'll probably only be one. And then I'm done. That's the Spurs experience. Much better this way. Literally, it tastes better. Just have some nice food and don't watch. I'm advising that to all Spurs fans. It's a much better lifestyle.
Well, this is Kuva.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Hell of a prediction. That's why I came to you first, because I knew you were going to start this thing off with a bang.
I love you, Kuva. I love you, man. That's great.
That's why everyone can't get enough of Kuva. He's a legend. Like there's someone who comments on my live streams, not when they're live, but like after they've been posted. I don't know if you've seen the name Johnny Wetboy going around, but he commented on an old ass video and was like, haha, this is old. And I was like, what the fuck? Then he was like saying my voice puts him to sleep and that I seem sleepy. He's just like talking all this shit. But then you were on one of the streams and he's like, Kuva, a legend. So Kuva, if you're here, he's not going to talk shit to me. So I use you as my defense because you're so loved that no one's going to fuck with me whenever they see you. Because even that guy who fucking comments.
You know what? It's really weird. I can be on streams with people who have identical opinions and say the same things I've just said, or I've just said that same thing they said. And they get the hate and I don't.
I say that to C Cubed and to Will Stewart, because they both get a lot of shit for defending Sonny. And every stream I've done, I call him Heungmin Daddy, Heungmin third leg. I have a fucking toy I pull out that's not out of the package. I am the biggest biased Son person, but no one's ever been like, Jacob, that son of a bitch, he fucking loves Sonny. But Will, and anytime Son does bad, everyone's like, yeah, fuck you, Will Stewart and CQ, y'all, fuck you, It's like, damn, I never see none of that. In every stream, I'm over here like, I love Son. I literally have saved on StreamYard a fucking saved photo of him shirtless. Here you go.
You see, this is the difference, though, isn't it? People know that there's no hope for you.
That might be what it is. That might be what it is.
I just think he is off on one. Just leave him alone. Don't want him.
I'm just reading this comment here from our friend at the coffee company here. Kuva gets hate on my stream because of his Kit Kat opinions. Benji, I love you to death, dude. I do, but give it up, man. Just stop. You're wrong. It's a cookie.
Spitting facts there, Ian. Yeah.
Real quick, I want to say big up Rob Ragnarsson. I've been starring some of these predictions. See, Rob came in, says, come on, you Spurs. Next thing, what's up, Kuva? So I'm saying, Kuva, you're here. People love you. You're an attraction. When you drive to Ruidoso from El Paso, they have this big-ass pistachio. and it's like the world's biggest pistachio, and it's like a thing. Like, come get your pistachios here at the big ass pistachio. It's like, you're that pistachio for me, Kuva.
He's a pistachio.
People drive by and they're like, "Oh shit, hold up, let's go click on that. There's a Kuva."
I've got an idea. It's because perhaps I'm more likely to take on somebody else's point of view, more sympathetic to it than a lot of other people, perhaps within the community. Looking at two sides of it, I've got a diplomatic sort of streak at heart. Perhaps that's what it is.
Yeah.
So try not to offend too many people unless they're
Like say it's
they're wrong
the way
about
that you say it.
like a Kit Kat.
I think if you see Rob says it's the way that you say it, Kuva. So I think that's part of it too as well. Big up Tom81. He's been in the chat the whole stream. Big up if you've been here the whole time, short time. Real quick, Ian, what do you got for the weekend? Your score predictions and your goal scores. Is it 0-1 Nottingham? REA scored?
Let's see here. Against Nottingham Forest, which for us Americans, the only Nottingham we recognize is the one from friggin' Robin Hood, and that's Sherwood Forest. So let's see here. Let's go with let's make things spicy. Let's make a 1-1 draw. Aurier scores, not for us because why start now? And for us, I'm going to go
own goal, a little cheeky own goal for us. He did it against us.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. But for us, I'm probably going to go with. Oh God, it's like I'm kind of a bit of a contrarian. I have no idea why. So I'm thinking like I'm going to say either Højbjerg or Oliver Skip will score. No idea why. Just feel like it would be fun, and the odds makers will just have a blast with that. If I was a betting man, I'm saying 1-1 draw. Food wise, since it's going to be 10 a.m. East Coast time, I got apple cinnamon Cheerios because that's usually around the time I wake up, dude. Yeah, man, that's some good stuff. Man. That's some good stuff.
I love some cereal. Is my fucking. I used to when I was a kid. I had a fucking dream. This is just to digress real quick. I had a dream when I was a kid about having like going in, and it's this cereal restaurant, and there's like, you know, at the banks here in America, I don't know about in the UK, but they have these like air tubes where like a little fucking capsule gets fucking air shot, and then
for the drive-through, yeah,
and you put your stuff in there and you send it back. It's like that, but tubes are connecting to like the mother lode of where the cereal is. So you go and you pay for your bowl, you get, and it's a buffet, so it's like CC, you know, you as much as you want. That's the American way. That's the American way here. You get as much as you want. You can fucking eat for hours if you can. Good luck.
Hashtag freedom. Yeah, hashtag freedom.
That's what it's all about. You don't catch people getting canceled on BBC over here.
Nah, man. Just heart disease.
Just heart disease. That's diabetes because of the sugar.
Diabetes.
That's actually why I've had to slow down.
You're not in prison, of course.
So these tubes, they've run to all the tables, and you get to your table, you pay for your bowl, and you just program on there, okay, I want a bowl of Cocoa Puffs, or I want a bowl of apple cinnamon Cheerios, or I want a bowl of this, or you can do 50-50, you could do 37, you can mix it up however you want. Let me do half Cocoa Pebbles, half Choco Krispies. Come on.
Oh, I mean, those are good.
The possibilities are endless. And so I had this dream about this cereal buffet, and then all of a sudden, right before the pandemic hit, all these fucking cereal bars in America started popping up, and I should have patented my idea. It's not too late for the tube thing. I think it'd be a sanitary issue, but
so actually, speaking of like patenting an idea here. So my girlfriend, her mom is from southern India, right? And so there's like a lot of Indian food that is like eaten at like my place, which I love that shit. Like we were actually having this conversation about, I'd say probably about a year ago, let's say, right? Let's take like Indian food and make it, and you give it the Taco Bell treatment, right? So basically like an Indian food version of Taco Bell. I can't stop thinking about that, dude. Like, but food wise though, just like apple cinnamon Cheerios, strong black cup of coffee, and just overarching dread of realizing, the sun will, it will just destroy everything in 3 million years, and just go on living life, dude. Yeah, because that's fun. But yeah, it's like, but honestly though, do not be surprised if I drop a line saying like, I'm actually watching the Hertha Mainz match on ESPN Plus, and Hertha's going to get relegated from the Bundesliga this year, and yet somehow that's more entertaining than watching Spurs right now. Like, that's where I'm mentally at.
I can't. I'm not going to discredit or discount any of that because Kuva is also not watching. Me personally, I can only speak to myself. For me, I can't not watch. As an American, it's fucking.
Right.
I feel it's a criminal offense. My wife thinks I'm crazy because I'll fucking roll out of bed at 5 a.m. to watch a match. But to me, that's just part of showing that I'm a fucking fan.
Right.
To me,
yeah.
This is all for me. So any other American or overseas fan, like, you're your own person. Don't fucking crawl up my asshole about this. I'm saying, for me, if I don't watch it on TV, I may as well be supporting anyone else or not supporting anything at all, because I've gone my whole life not watching them. You know what I'm saying? Up until the last 5-6 years. So it's like now if I don't watch, to me, that's just like, I don't fucking feel good. Like when I woke up late once for a game, I think it was when we played Leeds the first time they came up. I was really looking forward to it, or it was maybe the second time we played Leeds. We played them at like 5 in the morning, my time, 5:30 in the morning, and I woke up at like 6:15, and it was halftime, and it was 0-0, and I was pissed. I felt like I missed out, the FOMO, the fear of missing out. I just like, I've gone my whole life not watching fucking Spurs. I went 20 some years not watching Spurs. I'm never going to not watch Spurs anymore. That's just how I feel as a fan, my own way, until I can make it out there and show pictures like, oh, I've been out there, freaking here, I'm so cool. Until then, this is all I can do, is just support via the telly. So that's what I do personally.
I will say this though. This though. There is something I think like uniquely special. Well, like, and it may not be like strictly like a U.S. fan like thing, but like there is something special though, because like the earliest games out here, it's like as far as East Coast time are like 7 a.m. Why I would wake up at 7 a.m. on a Saturday or a Sunday morning when my ass could be in bed, get dressed, go down to one of the bars in Cincinnati and have a pint at like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, as insane as that is, like, I actually look forward to doing that every once in a while here, and just seeing like a bunch of other folks who are just like in the same like ship. Actually, the last time I did that was the beginning part of last year when Crystal Palace smacked us 3-0. So, you take the right. Yeah, it's like so you take the good with the bad, and yeah, it's like, it's what us like non I would say like us like non like English fans, like it's our small part in trying to like support a club that we are in a very emotionally abusive relationship with.
Absolutely. Well, without further ado, before I give my score predictions and goal scores, Kuva, you mind texting Sava and asking him what his prediction is for tomorrow real quick, just so I can get, I just want to know personally.
Maybe if his phone's out, he might not even. Yeah,
he might not even see it. But I'm going to run through some of the score predictions that y'all have so kindly put into the chat, you beautiful folk. Tom81 with the first one says 0-2, REA 1 minute, Shelby 90. I forgot. John Joe Shelby, right? He went there? I forgot he went to Forest. That's right.
That's right, he did.
He likes a goal against us, if I'm not mistaken.
He does.
That's a great prediction and unfortunate result, but maybe gets Conte sacked. Unfortunate. Carl Simpson 2-1 Spurs. Carl, who's scoring?
Go to bed, Carl. You're drunk.
You're drunk, Carl, and you didn't tell me who's scoring the goals. You don't have to tell me who scores for Forest. I just need to know who scores for Spurs. There we go. Paul Beatty, Spurs 0, Forest 3. Everyone has checked out Paul. Sounds like you're going to be in a nice ripe mood for the watch along tomorrow in the Irish Hotspur. Luca 14, Spurs 1, 4-0. There you go, Luca. That's a good prediction. Who you got scoring the goal though? Bobby K 4-0 Spurs. It's what we do. Batter teams. We should. We are awesome. And I think that is sarcastic because of the
Canadian Bobby.
Yeah.
Sava says 4-0 to Spurs. Kane with all of them. Easy win. Conte's the man, and we'll be playing great stuff.
You heard it here.
Roll on top four.
You heard Sava. Clip it. And if he's in the mud, and on Sunday, you heard it here.
I might have made up some of the statistics in that sentence.
And by some of the statistics, all of them.
All of them.
The name and everything, and the fact that I was in contact as well.
Yeah, he hasn't even texted you. But you heard it here. Sava said 4-0. Kane with a 4-piece.
Unbelievable.
Four-piece McNugget. Wow. Okay.
That'd be great. Hey, that could put him back in the golden rate boost.
How funny would it be now if that happens tomorrow?
He could say he's right. He could say he is right.
Here's what the funniest thing would be. Kane puts 4 on him and Conte quits.
Or Kane
after the walks away.
Yeah, after the win, Conte's like, I'm done. I'm like, what? That would be the most first thing that happen.
Kane grabs 4 and we still lose.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Would not put it past that. Would not be sure.
Todd Spurs.
5-4. Yeah, I'll have to watch that.
If that's the case, then some MLS club is going to break the league transfer amount to bring Harry Kane to the U.S. then, because that is peak MLS right now. I'm done. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I was just trying. I saw a couple more scores come in, so I want to make sure I didn't leave anybody's score predictions out. Tot Spurs says Spurs 1, Forest 2, Conte sacked. No one scoring the goals, so I don't know who scored the goals. Rob Ragnarsson 4-0 Spurs. It's him and Sava, same boat, I guess. And I did star this from Tom81, says he's going to pop over to the protest and stick about around the Enoch Bowl to see what the atmosphere is like. I did want to pull this up and say I did hear there's a protest outside the stadium tomorrow, something about the pro shop. I'm sure you'll see the people there, you know.
Meeting up on 11 a.m. I believe outside the
there you go.
shop. Yeah, so
I knew you would know more about it, Kuva. So you can definitely on Twitter you can find more information about it. Brian DeGoul over at Tottenham on tour. Definitely check them out. I don't know if he's spearheading it, but I know anytime someone has shit to say on Twitter about the protest, they're always adding Daigle, where they're saying you're making fun of him in some way, shape, or form, but it always backfires. Yeah. There was some guy who was like, here's the 4 people to not follow on Twitter if you want a pleasant time, or some dumb shit. And I was like, thanks, mate. I was only following 2 out of the 4. Now I'm following them all. Thank you for this tweet.
Exactly.
Like, it's dumb. Fucking Twitter's dumb. But yeah, if that interests you, if you want to protest or support them in any way, you heard it there, 11 a.m. outside the stadium, across from the pro shop. Hotspur says 2-2. I like a 2-2, but who's scoring? Rob with his 4-0 says Kulu, Son, Kane, Richie. They're all gonna. That's
usually who it is anyway.
I'm speechless because if this happens, I've been talking shit about Hulu. I've been not talking shit about Son, even though everyone else will. That's why I don't need to add anything else to it. I love you, Son. You're my father. And Harry Kane, he's been carrying us with his goals. You could argue they're tap-ins, penalties. Regardless, it counts as a fucking goal no matter how way you shape it up. And Richie, if he scores a goal, if he even fucking sees the field, I will be surprised. I think this is going to help Danjuma see the field, what Richie said after the game. But thank you for putting in there your goal scores. Carl Simpson also put in his goal scores. Says, I wish I was drunk. Kuva, Porro, and Decky are his goal scores. Ben Spurs says, who cares?
Valid question.
Valid. That's very valid. Who cares? That's right. I care a little bit. But again, as my little American rant went, I have to care. I'm going to support. It's just in my nature. Kane with a free kick, says Luca. Yeah, maybe I'll wake up and then Kane will. Maybe wait. I reversed that. I was dreaming Kane scored a free kick and then I wake up. There we go. I'm just gonna laugh at them in the watch along. Kane Bray says Hotspur. So 2-2. We come out
up,
there
Paul.
with a draw, and Hotspur says Kane with a brace. I'm not mad about it. Here's the thing. I find any reason to be... I know I'm supposed to end this stream. My wife's probably pissed at me if she's listening. I'm sorry. I love you, honey. But here's the thing about something that I at least am looking forward to. Like, yeah, the result may not be great. Even if we win, it's like, what the fuck? Top 4, am I really going to J.O. about that? Probably not. But Kane scoring every goal then is another one on the tally of his all-time scoring for Tottenham Hotspur. And for me, that's enough to be thankful for when he scores. And when him and Sonny connect on those, it's another number. I know some people don't care about the stats. They say, you know, they've played together longer than all the people on the number. I don't give a fuck. When I look at the list, who's the deadliest fucking duo in the Premier League? It is Kane and Son, and the numbers back that up. I don't care what nobody says. So when they score or they link up on a goal, personally, selfishly, I feel very happy because I like that. So a Kane brace, Hotspur, I'm all on it. Tom 81, Romero lumps Conte, followed by a right hook from Richie. Yeah, you were one of them, Tom. I wasn't following you. He was one of the people that got tagged. They were trying to troll him, and I think he just got followers out of it. So good job on whoever the fuck. Shout out on Twitter at whoever the fuck. And Brian Daigle. Yeah, I already follow Brian Daigle. Ben Spurs gave his prediction. He doesn't care, but here's his prediction. 4-3 to Forrest Richarlison hat-trick just to compound the mid. If Richarlison scored a hat-trick, you know he'd run over to Conte and do the... right in his fucking face. That would be funny. That would be fucking funny. Bobby K, 4-0, Royale brace. If Royale gets on the score sheet, if he starts, that'd be fun too. Blink twice if you need help from... she'll come in here. I won't need a blink. You'll see me get wiped out on camera. We'll be under the tiki hut watching us win tomorrow by the pool. It's too hot outside to do anything else. Big up, Rob. You said you're on the East Coast. Real quick before I sign off the show, let me know where you're at on the East Coast, man. That's... it
has to be Florida at this point. It has to be Florida.
If he's under a tiki hut, right? It's got to be Florida. Maybe
South
Carolina.
Florida.
You can sometimes swim in those beaches.
Yeah, but not right now. No.
My score prediction. Drum roll, please. I'm going 1-0 win. I think it's going to be a poo-poo game. It's going to be just a fart fest, what we've seen. But we're going to somehow get a goal, whether it be them making a mistake and us cleaning up, or whether it be I can see Kane just kind of doing what he did versus Portsmouth, just getting that one. I know normally I like to say that our defense is going to give up a goal, but I think for some reason, I think with everything going on, we might... Actually, I just don't rate Nottingham Forest attack, if I'm honest. I think they're not going to do shit because we're not going to do shit. It's just going to be a big fart.
Right.
And then we're going to squeak one in by luck or by like Harry Kane just falling and it going to the far post and they collide and go into the net together, something of that sort. Or it's either that or Aurier is going to score and it's going to be 1-0. It's going to be 1-0. That's my prediction.
I can envision.
Yeah, it's going to be low scoring. I'll just feel that way.
Every time you say that, Kuva, it fucking comes true. So when you say that, it naturally leads me to that direction.
I can envision.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I can envision it being one of those potential wins that feels like we should have lost, and like you almost are pissed off that we like won. It's like we played like this and we won. Like, get me out of here. I can see that happening.
Well, regardless,
I think my wildest prediction so far has been out of any season was earlier in the season playing Leicester, and I said, "Oh, we're going to win that 7-3."
I remember that. Yep.
I've got the goal difference right, but just one out on each. I mean, that was something. I enjoyed that one, but yeah.
I will never stop boasting about that time I predicted Adama Traore on my show, on Sava's show. I predicted it everywhere. Adama Traore is going to score. He's going to tear up that left side of our pitch. Y'all just wait. And I have video evidence to prove it. I fucking called it. So I'll live on that forever. But first and foremost, let me just say thank you, Kuva, for sticking with me this whole time. filling in for Michael when he wants to go celebrate and forget about Tottenham Hotspur. You are here to help remind us of Tottenham Hotspur. So thank you for that. Thank you, Ian, for making your debut on. Hopefully this isn't the last time we see you. Come talk MLS with us on the pop-up sometime.
Let me know, man.
Partying, so
I will try to make that happen. Yeah.
Yeah, and then also Sav, I don't know if you're watching, but big up yourself. Thank you for chiming in all the way from Dublin, Ireland, which I do got to say, if you're not tomorrow, go check out the Irish Hotspur. David is back with no Jack, but I think he's got a slew of characters that will be joining him. So definitely go check out the Irish Hotspur for the watch along tomorrow. I will be doing the fan show over there after the fact. So whether we win or lose, I like to do a little Tottenham therapy over there on the Irish Hotspur. So big ups to them. Big ups to everyone who joins me over there. Ian, waiting for you to call in, buddy. You haven't called in on the Irish show. It's been
a while, yeah.
I think the last time I saw you call in was the week before I started doing them. So
okay, yeah.
Me thinking about it, it's been a long time.
Yeah. Well, Kuva, let me know. I'll drop you the link. But yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. You can always catch us here Twitter as well. I can do
the call in about the match, and I'll just say, "Yep, steak sizzled in garlic butter."
That's great, man. Kuva, I love it when you're on here, man. You're such a blessing to the show. Ian, thank you for joining. Sava, also big up to yourself, Sava. Thank you for joining again. Have a safe trip home. Hope you're able to watch the match, or maybe hope you can't watch the match. I know Bobby K already said that he can't watch, and he's thankful for that. So I do want to say big up everyone in the chat, everyone who's been on, whether you're here for a short time, long time. Please do hit the like on your way out. I'm going to end the poll. Let's see who's the winner of the poll. But before I do that, damn, we got 48 votes in the poll.
Okay.
And we only 33 likes. That's 15 hating ass motherfuckers. So from the first time I called the hating ass motherfuckers out, all right, there was 9 of them. 6 more have joined the party. They want to have fun in the poll, but they don't want to like the video. I just don't understand.
Just click it.
Just click it.
It's not hard.
It just support the channel. But if not, big up to you fucking 15 hating ass motherfuckers. I will always shout you out. That is a tradition here on the show. Because here on the poll, I like to have fun. I don't do the have you liked the video. I'm just going to call you a hating ass motherfucker until you like it. I'm not going to put a poll in your face and say, like the video. No or yes, maybe. No, go fuck yourself. Like the video, don't like the video. If you don't, you're a hating ass motherfucker. If you like it, I love you long time. So do whatever your heart desires. I'm not going to make you do it one way or the other, but I'm going to end this poll and let's see who the winner is. See, Bobby K, 15 of you suck. Big hairy balls. You're right. The question was, how are we feeling? The winner is dry as dry gets. That's unfortunate. I figured that would be the winner. In second place, we have Spurs. What is that? And in third place...
That was me too.
Yeah, 35% said that, and then 10% said wet and not excited, but wet. And honestly,
consult a physician about that.
That's my vote. I'm wet, not really excited, but I'm still wet because it's Tottenham Hotspur. At the end of the day, they get my juices flowing, whether I like it or not. It is involuntary at this point. It is like breathing. It is like salivating. It is like sweating. I don't control it. It's gonna happen when it needs to happen. And quite frankly, we're less than 24 hours from game time. I'm going to get wet. So that was my vote. I try to do a big representation, from the whole range, from all the, we're real sad, kind of sad, not sad, happy, excited, whatever. But that's what I was. I'm wet, not excited, but wet. 10% say that. 8% say vibes FC incoming, I guess. That one was just I was trying to think. Well, it's just a sad answer, but some people feeling sad. But thank you for tuning in regardless and giving your input because it is invaluable to this channel, just as is your likes, your subscriptions. Let me check the number real quick. Let me see how many we are away from. We are 8 away from 1K.
All right.
So we'll get there either tonight, tomorrow, at some point. It's going to happen. So big ups to everyone who's newly subscribed, longly subscribed. Also want to say big ups to everyone who's been their names have been scrolling down below. You are an immense help to this channel and to myself and Michael as well. The patrons of this channel. The Patreon is linked at the top of the chat. If you do want to go the extra step, probably those 15 hating ass motherfuckers won't do this. But maybe the people who do want to support this channel, if you do, like Alan Sibley, you want to be in the Soggy Undies Club, or if you want to be in the 10-inch club, like Aaron Dubb, Mile High Hotspur, that's Leo, Coys, and Parker over there, and Queen Ellie with THFC Till I Die, and C. Shearman, they're part of the 10-inch club. Or you can just be an official supporter member. That's Scott M., James George, J. Code, David, Jamie, and Jack Kanicki of the Irish Hotspur. Big ups to all of y'all. And Lover's Lane, that one costs $1. So it's really not hard. Patreon didn't even want me to do that. But Bobby K said do it anyway. Fuck Patreon. And who am I to say Bobby K? No. So I did as Bobby K said. I said, fuck you, Patreon. Here's a $1 club for the Lover's Lane. If you want to have your name scroll below, get a special shout out. I'll always try and read your comments as well. But big ups to everyone who's signed up for that, whether you did it and you've expired or you've been on there and you're still there. Big ups to you. But man, I don't know. I hope we do well.
Big up to yourself and Mikey as well, because you've got a good vibe going on the show.
I love the show. It's a great show.
Really chilled. I like. Yeah, it's one of my go-tos. Little comfort show.
Oh, thank you for that, Kuva. Maybe I need to not have you on so you can watch more instead of being a part of it.
Yeah, fine. No. Hey, I've got steaks to fry. That's fine.
No, Kuva, I'll always love it when you're on here. Ian, it's great having you on, man. You're welcome anytime. You're part of you support me in every way, even in the World Cup when everyone was shitting on me in the group chats. You were still flying that American flag for us, brother.
Freedom rang, dude. Like, I will just say this really fast. Football, soccer. Actually, no, screw it. Soccer. It's England's word. We just took it. We tied you guys in our 5th favorite national sport. Freedom rang, man. It was great.
Freedom
rang, man.
It's only soccer over here for the privileged few.
We learned from you guys.
Y'all invented the word, and then you're pissed that we use it. That's what I don't understand.
It's because of your misuse of the word football, though. It's annoying.
Oh, it's because of this football.
Yeah.
This is gonna trigger Sava. I fucking pissed him off on his 24-hour stream. I was like, "Look, I got a game ball when I worked for the Cowboys." And he was like, "Fuck you, get the hell off of my stream."
It's just the same as rugby over here.
Yeah.
That's the shape of the ball for people that have got no skill whatsoever.
Here we go. THFC Todd I. Big up, brother.
Wrong with it.
And here's Gillingham. Here we go.
Gillingham.
A little late submission there from Nick Fenn. Big up, Nick
that
Fenn.
sounds like an English name.
Maybe watching on delay or something, but there, Gillingham. I think Kuva said that one.
Yeah, Gillingham.
Gillingham.
That's
Gillingham.
That's one that's always funny. You do the same thing for us as well, though. The pronunciation of some place names is just really comical. But we can't blame you, because then you do things like Arkansas. That's clearly not Arkansas the way that's spelled.
Arkansas.
Arkansas, I believe. Well, it's like the hilarious thing about like the majority of like U.S. state names. Once you get like west of the original 13, they're all either Spanish, French, or native. There's none of this like Maryland, Virginia crap.
Oh, yeah.
It's just all like, oh, this is local-ish. So yeah.
There you go. A little American history right here at the end.
There
Good
you
night,
go.
Spurs of America. You don't get that anywhere else. So tune in every Friday here with Michael and myself. No Michael this week, but happy birthday, Michael. Hit the like for Michael, you hating ass motherfuckers.
Happy
one more time.
birthday, Michael.
Yeah, and happy birthday, Michael. But big ups to everyone who tuned in. Again, if you're watching this on delay, please do hit that like, and thank you so much for your support. But I ain't really got anything else to say other than if you're going to the game tomorrow, be loud, be proud, and then cry if you got to cry as well. And you know what? Stop fucking crying about everything else. Let's just fucking take it one day at a time. Everyone's so up their own ass about shit. Just chill out, man. Chill out. Everyone needs to just chill out, give each other a hug. That's how I see it. Hopefully you can look to your left, look to your right on game day and give that person a hug and not hate them. But if you are going to the game, be safe. Do represent us proudly. Please don't boo. I don't like booing, but you know what? Do as you want, because again, I'm not going to tell you what the fuck to do. Be a hating ass motherfucker if you want. Do that as you want. But as always, up the lads. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Coys.
United Spurs of America with your host